Okay. How's my sound? Do I sound okay? Can you? I'm sitting outside and I'm hoping you're not hearing too much wind. Good. I got a new camera too, so hopefully it's better. Thank you. Thank you. That's what you meant to say, right? Yes, sir. Okay. He's pretty savvy. He'll figure it out. Yeah. I can hear you fine. This is Kit Chef. Yeah, Chef can hear you. Yes, sir.
to Season 2 of the European eTour, your home of the best virtual golf on the planet. We're going to get to see some of the world's best virtual golfers battle it out in a bid to be crowned the 2021 Portugal Masters. My name's Rachel Stringer and I'm your host, and welcome to our European eTour studio, where later on tonight you're going to get to see 8 of the world's top WGT players battle it out from the comfort of their own homes in a bid to get one step closer to reaching those global finals at the end of the year.
Can you hear me?
Well, Season 2's upon us and I could not do it alone. So, thankfully, once again, I have my good friend and co-host from Season 1 joining me, Seb Carmichael Brown. Seb, Season 2 is here. We're in a studio together, which is lovely. What can we expect from Season 2?
Hopefully more of the same. Last year was absolutely fantastic on the eTour. Despite Peyton being so dominant, we had so many fireworks and magical moments every single event. More of that, please. I'm excited to get going.
More of that is exactly what I want. But I guess, how important is it, Portugal Masters, Event 1, to set your stall out and get a really good, strong performance in straight away?
I think so. More so than ever with the new format. You've got to get going straight from the beginning. No room for errors. That means that Peyton is as vulnerable as anybody else. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. The guys have got to hit the ground on it.
I'm not sure he's that vulnerable. We'll find out more about our players competing a little bit later. But first, a little bit more information about today's tournament. 60,000 of you
European
tried to qualify
features
to be here
6
today, but
esports
unfortunately
events
only
consisting
8
of 5
could make it through to today's event. And of course, it's global as well. These players are coming from all over the world. We've had America, we've got Denmark, we've got England. So it's amazing. And they're obviously all trying to get one step closer to securing a spot at those global finals later on in the year. And it's quite a journey, isn't it, Seb, for those global finals? Let's have a quick look at what's in store and how you get there.
The European eTour features 6 esports events consisting of 5 regular tournaments throughout the season and then concluding in the ultimate showdown, the global finals. The players must be at the top of their game for the entire season if they want to have a share of the $100,000 prize pool. Hundreds of thousands of players will try to qualify for the 5 eTour events, but there are only 8 spots available at each tournament. At each event, players have the chance to earn points for the race to the global finals ranking. By the end of the season, the 8 players with the most points on the race to the global finals ranking will qualify for the global finals. At the season finale, we will find the European eTour champion and the winner of the lion's share of the $100,000. May the best e-golfer win.
I love that graphic there. May the best e-golfer win. I love that line. Let's talk about the format. Changes a bit. I love that we have points this year.
I do as well. And what I will say is what it guarantees us, well, should definitely guarantee us, is that the best 8 players will be with us for the global finals. It now will reward consistency, so I think that means a lot.
Yeah, and again, I love there's $100,000 for the whole prize pool. You know, so much on the line. These guys want to go away with some of this prize money. It's super important, isn't it?
It really is. And we always talk about the global finals and the massive prize pool. Let's not forget, every single one of these events is a huge tournament in itself. It's a title, a championship on its own right. Golf X3's won almost all of them last year. Will we find some new champions this season?
Nothing taking away from Golf X3, but I'd like to say yes, because he was absolutely dominant last season, taking home 5 out of the 6 titles. Let's see exactly how he did it.
For $30,000, to take his total earnings to over $50,000 for the season, Golf X3, can he put a cherry on top?
Wow, what a great putt.
He dinged it. What a way to win it! Unbelievable stuff! If you're going to win a golf tournament, that is how you do it.
Oh dear, I love that. I can just hear my screaming, I think, in the background, which is terrible form from me that I got super excited. But what a moment that was, Seb.
I was the same. It was amazing. You know, I mean, it was all set up for an amazing sort of underdog story. But then again, we had the reward that we all expected. Golf X3 in the red, getting the job done. it was a fantastic final.
Yeah, well, both those players are back here with us again this evening. Chef UF, of course, he was the runner-up. He's back in action again tonight. Let's see who else is. Let's have a look at the bracket right now. Okay, so loads of familiar faces if you were watching season 1. So first up, Jay Smithers takes on a debutant, Hands Test. Then Golf X3, our reigning champion. Another person making his debut, Thunderbird there. And then we have F Magnets. I guess he's been around the scene for ages, Seb, taking on Rebellion 27, who we did see on one occasion, I believe, in season 1. And then a fan's favourite from WGT, Young 46, taking on a runner-up from those global finals, Chef UF. So loads of familiar faces, 2 new ones. Can't wait to see how they all go. But let's have a quick nod to Golf X3 and Thunderbird. I mean, Golf X3, I've mentioned him a couple of times now in only a few minutes. He is our reigning champion. Can he be stopped?
I mean, the answer is yes. We've seen that he can be beaten. He lost a few of the the previous format's group stages, but he also lost in the final, obviously, to Young 46. So he's not invincible, but it's going to take a serious undertaking. He's got a target on his back. Let's see how he does in the new format.
Well, yes, new format, single elimination. That obviously could be quite problematic for him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he did show signs of, as I said, sort of vulnerability in those group stage matches. He hasn't got that sort of get out of jail free card this time. If he loses an early game, he's out. But he doesn't do it often, let's be honest. So he'll know that. He'll be prepared for that. But there's an absolutely packed field here. Any of these guys, I think, on their day, can give him a really good game.
Well, his first opponent could be problematic as well. 5th seeded Thunderbird. He actually, fun fact, used to be a pro player, didn't he?
He did on the some of the mini tours. So he's a professional sportsman, competitor, if you like. So he will know what it's like to play under pressure. Having said that, a lot of our guys are regulars on the eTour now, so that shouldn't be too much of an advantage for him, I don't think. But it's a tough first game for him, let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we have it. The first one, Golf X3 taking on Thunderbird. Then let's have a look at another matchup. 2 familiar faces on the eTour. We've got Young 46 taking on Chef UF as well. These two, I think we both have a soft spot for both of them. Young 46, you've even played against him, haven't you, on online?
I have indeed. He's
How'd
obviously
that go down?
Yeah, well, he won.
Okay.
There's a big community on the WGT online, and a lot of them are behind this man. A lot of the players today learned to play watching his videos, so he'll have a big support.
Absolutely will. Taking on Chef UF, I mentioned their runner-up from our global finals, and we did just get a glimpse of him. Looks like he's playing from a beach somewhere. Can't wait to chat to him and see exactly where he's playing from. Do you think he would have stepped up and got motivated by coming second last year in the finals and will be really out there to win a title this year?
I think he'd have got a lot of confidence from it, and I'm going to be honest, I've got a soft spot for this guy, and it's even just got even softer looking at him in a beach cabana with some sort of pipe on the go. He looks very relaxed. He's now got that confidence from a great performance in the finals. He's got to be one to look after.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all the players obviously are ones to watch because there were 60,000 of them trying to qualify. Only 8 made it here today. So let's jump into one of those games right now. I think we can head over to see Golf X3 taking on Thunderbird in their first round matchups. Here we go, and Seb, what are we seeing from Golf X3? What colour is he wearing already?
He's got the red on already. I mean, it is the knockout stage. That's what he used to do last year. Once we get to the knockout stages, he got the red on. The red's on early this year. He might need a few of them, or he's got to have someone on standby to wash these shirts. Because if he's going to get to as many finals as he did last time, he's going to need more than one red shirt. I'll tell you that now.
Absolutely. So we're joining him on the 4th. Which is...
He's already one up, right?
Which is nice to see because we weren't really quite sure where we were jumping in. These guys have got a little bit of time under their belt already. So Golf X3 seemingly has no mistakes at early stage in the competition, but let's just kind of watch the moment Golf X3 is on your screen.
It would have been awkward, wouldn't it, if we just bigged him up for the last 10 minutes, then he comes on and he's
3
2 down already. It wouldn't have been great. But no, absolutely. Thunderbird, look at the concentration on his face there. Stern stuff. You'd love to see it. He's going to have to keep that focus for this whole matchup if he's going to have a chance of challenging Peyton.
Yeah, obviously we haven't mentioned it yet. We've got 3 American courses this time as well, haven't we, to choose from? We've got Chambers Bay, Pinehurst, number 2 course, and Bethpage Black. So 3 quite tricky courses, actually, and all very different. We have a links course in there, and then we have I guess one in NYC or close to Long Island, and then one in North Carolina. So all a little bit different, but all pretty well respected courses.
Absolutely, all major venues. Probably one of the most unique characteristics about Pinehurst is the sort of the greens that all roll away from you. So if they do miss those spots, some of the pin positions will be tucked. If they miss a tight pin, they can leave themselves pretty tricky up and down. They sort of all look like upside down bowls at Pinehurst, where Martin Keimer won the US Open many years ago. So I think we'll see a lot of that golf course. I think we'll see that possibly as a favourite from the players. We shall have to wait and see.
So it's all about precise approach shots, is it?
As it always is on the eTour, you know, we often say it, it's not about hitting it close, it's about hitting it the right side of the hole. These guys will fancy themselves to make putts from anywhere on the green as long as they have that uphill straighter putt. If they leave themselves these short fiddly ones, they can. We have seen some short ones missed. And here we see Thunderbird lining this one up for par. He's got a bit of a break, although it is up the hill. Is he going to try and whack this one through that break? On its way, it's moving back. He's misread that one, and that's exactly as we called it. These shorter putts, if they get themselves in the wrong position, they can cause all sorts of mischief. However, Golf X3 now, about to do something I would say we do not see often on the eTour, which is win a hole with a par. Normally you will need birdie or better to win a hole on the eTour. Such is the standard of these guys. Peyton ain't missing this one, I'm telling you right now, and he doesn't. In the hole, and he goes 2 up through 4. He started this year's eTour, Rach, just where he left off in the last one. Dominant.
He has indeed. And Seb, so I was reading about this par 5 at Pinehurst. Back left pin, very tricky, it said.
Well, you're right there. It's definitely going to be a back left pin, and for that reason, we may see the guys hitting their tee shots up the right-hand side of this fairway.
Yeah.
We don't see many fairways miss, Rach. It only is if they're getting a little greedy or the wind is really howling across that we see a missed fairway.
Or if you're watching me.
Or if you're watching either of us.
Yeah. No,
absolutely.
you're not as bad as I am.
Well, we're both nowhere near these guys, that's
I
for
think
sure.
I'm 39 now, level up. Which,
That's not bad. You're getting there.
not
You're getting
that
there.
bad.
You've got to keep putting the hours in, getting that XP up. That is one of the great things of the game, of course, is that, you know, can be enjoyable to play no matter what level you are at real golf or WGT. You play against other people at the same level as you.
I see I'm 39, I think, up there. Thunderbird, 115. I've got quite a few levels to go, haven't I?
It's interesting. You can see your Golf X3 only level 103.
Oh, yeah.
So it almost goes to tell you that it's not all about the amount you play. It's about what you're doing when you are playing, as we know. This one is interesting. What we love on the eTour is the guys are all mic'd up, right? And you will see a real variety of how much they talk to each other. Some of them are very, very good friends. Some of them will be playing against each other very regularly. They'll have great camaraderie. Possibly others, like Thunderbird and Golf X3, may be meeting or playing for the very first time. So you won't get as much back and forth between the players as they play. And certainly for Thunderbird, in his first eTour outing, he's yeah, let's be honest, it's basically like a tour debutant playing Tiger Woods in their first time out. I mean, cheers. Welcome to the eTour. Here's Golf X3. What we can see on this par 5 now is they're all just playing up for position into the wind. It was never really reachable in 2, so they've all laid up to an ideal spot to attack this back left pin that you mentioned. We can see here Golf X3 has gone with his lob wedge. He has going to have to take a little bit off this, even though, oh no, maybe not, it's uphill as well, and obviously the headwind slightly from the right hand side. But again, he's not trying to get this just close, he's trying to leave himself the uphill putt. Let's see how he gets on. Well, he's timed it perfectly, and you can also see that he's not only timed it perfectly, but he's also calculated it perfectly, because you see those white things down the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the screen. That's what we call a heartbeat moment, where you basically hit the ball in incredibly close, and the game gives you a little clap on the back. Says, well done.
Does make you feel quite good, doesn't it, about yourself? When
Have you had one then?
I've had a couple of those, thank you.
Well played. Very
I'm
good.
not that bad. Well, I
I'm
am,
only
but I'm,
teasing.
you know, I know.
Good stuff. Yeah, they are nice to see. When you have that heartbeat moment, you know you've done a good job. And you could see it actually in the clip we showed earlier of Peyton's winning putt. He calculated the putt, he got the heartbeat moment, he was already out of his chair fist bumping. You knew it was in. He knew it was in. To be fair, we all knew it was in before he hit it, didn't we,
I think
really?
so.
He would have dreamt of last night when he went to bed. So he's got to bounce back. He's taken a little off this. he knows. This is the thing about Peyton now. He's not only ahead, but he's going first and he's hitting the good shots in, which means Thunderbird is forced to respond.
Which he has done.
Which he has done more than. In fact, he's got inside him, Rach. He's got inside him, and they are both going to be kicking birdies. And this one, I will almost guarantee, will remain 2 up as we go on to the 6th hole. Just a bit of formality here for Peyton, as he will knock this one in. Well, it's actually, I'm going to just pause a moment, because this is a little more tricky than I maybe gave it credit for, but I think he'll just rattle it through. Yes, middle of the cup, not in doubt. You won't see putts given. That is not a lack of sportsmanship from the players. That is one of the rules, is that we need to see the putts out. So that's not the guys not giving that. I'm sure if it were up to them, they would concede those putts. And the hole is halved, indeed.
There we go. So here we are. We're going to continue then on in this matchup. And I'm just like reading about what we were talking about earlier, Thunderbird. He's so unlucky, isn't he, to get Golf X3 in his opening match, his debut on the eTour, and he gets the reigning champion. Luck was not on his side when he tried to qualify, was it?
It's just the one you can't have. You know, everyone is beatable, including Peyton. But off the back of that dominant last year, when you're making your debut, yeah, it's he's got his work cut out. And it's a shame because normally in the I say it's a shame. It's not necessarily a shame, but in the previous format, he would have had. He could get a loss and he'd have a few group games to recover. But today, you lose, you're out of here.
You are indeed. And we have now switched, actually, to another one of our quarterfinals. So Young 46 taking on Chef UF. Let's just see where they were seeded. So Young 46, and they're on the second hole, sorry, par 4 here. Just actually wait to see if these go in.
Very straight putt this from Young 46. This would be almost jaw-dropping if this didn't go anywhere but the middle of the cup, which it does. Nice bird, says Chef UF. We've got to ask Chef UF where he's playing from. We know he's from Florida. We know he's a relaxed chap, but it looks as though he's on the beach, Rach.
I'm waiting for the pina colada to be lifted up in shot, non-alcoholic, of course. I don't know what that's called, if it's pina colada, non-alcoholic, still something.
I'm not sure what the mocktail name of it is.
Anyway, I'm sure he's not drinking when he's playing the eTour virtual golf. But let's have a quick look, say what I was saying. So, Young 46, he's seeded 2nd. Chef UF, this is where I get a bit confused. 7th. He's seeded 7th, which, for me, doesn't show off his quality. Because we've mentioned already, he was runner-up on the eTour in the finals last season. Wow. But he never really qualifies that highly.
No, I mean, he does qualify from mobile,
yeah.
Which is a lot harder to do, in my personal opinion. You know, playing on the mobile, it's a smaller screen. We can't get past that. It does then means he has to then translate his learnings to the computer when he plays in the event. So that makes it even tougher for him. But he's a very cool customer. He takes everything with a pinch of salt. Look at this, got a bit unlucky here, has Young 46, because these guys are actually playing on Chambers Bay. Another fantastic course, huge green structures here, and they are almost greens within greens here, and we saw a really good example of that there, where this pin is tucked on a back shelf. He missed it by a very small margin, the particular shelf he was aiming to, and the ball just hit a slope, rolled all the way down, and now he's got a very tricky putt where he left off. And that does present an opportunity for Chef UF, who is 1 down early in this match. He will have possibly learned a little from Young 46. He may now elect to aim slightly further to the right than he would have anyway, because he knows he doesn't need to leave himself as makeable a putt than he would have done if Young 46 had stiffed that one in really tight. There is a bank over on the left that is a bit of a bailout as well. If you miss it slightly to the right, it should come in a little. He just wants to leave himself a flat putt. Has he managed to find the right part of the green? He's hit one particular ridge, and yes, it's going to hold, is it? He's just about holding on there, so he'll have an uphill putt, and he got a bit of a nod of approval from his compadre, Young 46, Jason. These guys have played each other twice in eTour history, and they're 1-1. Chef UF it was who took down Young 46 in the semi-final of the global finals, but he was beaten in an earlier event by Jason. So in the interviews before, I believe Young 46 guaranteed he will win this game, which is fine talk.
Yeah, but we hear that a lot, don't we, from Young 46? And then his results are up and down a little bit. We never really know what Young 46 can tell on the day. He can be someone that, gets a bit nervous and goes out early doors, or he can be a winner like we saw at the Ned Bank and beat Golf X3. So, and like that, I know it was a long par to make, but just a little bit too much pace on that one. But he can make those kinds of shots, can't he?
No, he can. He's a sort of a fireworks Hollywood type player. You know, he knows there's a lot of people supporting him.
Yeah.
He knows that, and I think he probably puts as much pressure on himself as everyone else has on him to perform.
Yeah.
And I think that has been his downfall. I think he's put too much pressure
Hello,
on
can you hear me now?
himself to win
I can hear
every
you.
single match, and sometimes
There we
gets a little
are.
bit
Can
ahead
you
of
hear me?
himself. But he's undoubtedly the
Yeah, I
biggest,
can hear you.
contender to to Golf X3's throne. So if anyone could do it, he's got the ability to.
Oops.
But Chef
I keep
UF
it
also
on
got the
fast.
ability to make this putt. And these are the ones he does like to
Thank you.
make, Chef UF. Has he measured it right? Oh, I've jinxed
know,
him
I have
there.
a
He didn't hit
tendency
that one very
to
well
like
at all.
to.
Opportunity gone. And I would imagine that will
I didn't
mean
know if
young
it was me or
46.
you,
Well,
so
actually,
I was
this is
like,
not as easy as I
okay.
thought.
I know.
Slight
That's
bit
what
off
I
the
was
left-hand
thinking.
like,
side. He'll move the cursor away to get a better look at this green slope. He's not too worried about it. It looks like it's pulling the trigger. Everyone expects this to go in.
Take it on Thunderbird. We're going to rejoin that quarterfinal and see if Golf X3 has managed to keep his lead in the early stages.
What'd you hit
of
there? I
this
hit like
quarterfinal,
99
because,
with a
we
ding.
did leave him and he was 2 up. I think only after seeing
I
5
I think
holes.
I got
So
a ding.
I
let's
hit
see
like 98 and a
where
half
he is now. I think we're on the
percent,
7th, I can see. And I think he's still 2 up. So we're going to rejoin that one. And yeah, have a little bit more of a look at how Thunderbird's getting on in his debut on the eTour, because that's always pretty exciting to see. Can't wait to chat to him later and see how he's feeling on his debut, because still, just by getting here, he gets some points, which obviously all add up. If he can qualify again and get some more points under his belt, then, you know, we might still see him, even if he goes out in the first stage of the competition, we could still see him at the global finals. I think it's 1,000 points.
1,000 points.
Even for just getting here.
That's why it is so important, these matches, like whether or not the guys believe they can go all the way. Every match they win, the further they go in the competition, increases their opportunity of getting to those global finals. Consistency will be rewarded. But make no mistake, every single one of these guys, I know it's sort of a bit of a cliche thing to say, but these guys have beaten so many people to be in this 8. I cannot tell you the standard of golf that is on the eTour, in the game and in the community of WGT. The fact that we see some of these faces week in, week out, or event in, event out, honestly is so impressive, because they're playing thousands and thousands of people who are playing hours and hours per day. So not only is Golf X3 continuing to win the event, it keeps being here as a feat among itself. So the likes of Smithers, the likes of Magnets, the likes of Chef UF, who are coming back event after event, it is very, very impressive.
Yeah, it's time, isn't it? You have to really kind of grind out
commitment.
any game to be the best, and especially in this game. You know, I play a couple of hours a week, and I'm a mobile player, so again, a little bit harder. Like we were saying, Chef UF is on a smaller screen, but what I love about it is that you can do it
Hello.
anywhere. Hello, went in.
Birdie putt for
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.
I'll
Thunderbird's
go.
our go. You've got it in before me. That'll get said a few more times today, I guarantee you. Thunderbird fans out there, we will not let you down. Now, this is the first question that Golf X3 has had asked of him in this year's eTour, and of course in this match. He now has his own birdie putt. He's done what he's had done to him, what he often does to others, in force their hand. If he wants to retain his 2-up advantage, he will need to make this 8-foot putt. But having said that, it is a pretty easy one to make, I'll be honest. As putts go, uphill, off the right, it's the sort you want. So as long as he holds his nerve, I expect to see this drop. And look at that, it's just unfallible.
Thank you.
Right in the middle, perfect pace, and that has just let Thunderbird know, you're going to need to do more than that, mate. You're going to need to do more than that. I'm Golf X3, I'm the top boy around here, you better bring your stuff.
Yeah, but Thunderbird, he said in his kind of pre-game interviews, he said that golf is golf and anything can happen, and we've seen that so many times.
This is the eTour.
This is the eTour, and anything can happen. Let us tell you that. We've seen it in season 1, so we're back for more in season 2. And so far, though, it is kind of going to script, and as we predicted, Golf X3 is very calm, collected, running away with this as it stands. Yeah, no problems so far in his first quarter-final of the season. But things will get trickier. He's got a semi-final contest before we obviously go to those finals a little bit later on this evening, where he'll have a chance to take home 5,000 points and $5,000 as well. So 5,000 apiece there. Gonna jump back over now just to keep you guys on your toes. Young 46 and Chef UF are back with this one. Young 46 is 1 up on the 4th. It's a par 5.
He's got an eagle putt,
Chambers
Rach.
Bay.
He's got an eagle putt. This is, I believe, to go 2 up. Chef UF just had his own eagle opportunity from long range, which he gave a good run. Never really threatened to go in, if I'm being honest. And that is now getting the full attention of Jason. He's got his hat on, his stealthy stare locked in, and I will give him an 85% chance of making this putt because there's very little movement up the hill. He can just give this one a good old whack. He knows the pace. Can he time it well? Oh, he's timed out.
Yeah.
He's timed out. Well, it's an important putt. The guys do get a number of timeouts before they have a hole. He's got 4 remaining in this match. We do see them use them on those bigger putts. They can be valuable. Only a couple of times now have we seen people be disqualified by running out of timeouts. It doesn't happen much. Hopefully it won't happen at all this year.
It used to happen, didn't it? In Abu
Stressful.
Dhabi, season 1,
Luke D9.
round 1, Luke D9. If you're watching, what were you doing? You're never going to live that down. You are our timeout king.
Infamous.
We always talk about you, mate. Love you really, but yeah, we like that as a kind of a reference point.
Has he got
Don't
the
do a
putt?
Luke D9.
Well, the timeout it was used to good effect there.
All right.
And that is an eagle.
I am not
And he's timed.
left-handed.
So that's why people use the timeouts. They just kind of use it to reset, don't they? And just take a moment to maybe do some extra calculations because that's what these players do. If you see them looking down off screen and looking like they're concentrating, it's because they're inputting some numbers like the wind speed and how far they've obviously got to
The
go.
level of detail in this game is crazy. They've got calculations for this set of golf clubs, this golf club and golf ball combination, for the wind, for the elevation, for everything. They've got to hit it within inches of their target to leave themselves the ideal putt. They have to shoot significantly under par to have any chance of winning any match on the eTour. So every now and then, when they've got a bit of addition, they do like to, I'm sure they do often use their sort of intuition. They have a feel for these things, doing it hundreds and hundreds of times over and over again. But every now and then, there'll be a putt that's got that little bit extra riding on it. They'll just take that time, let the clock run out, and make sure they're completely comfortable. And that's exactly what young 46 did then. But I don't believe he did that intentionally, because he actually, normally you'll see the guys just chill, have a look, wait for the timeout, go again. He was caught off guard there, so he maybe thought he could get that one in within the time. He couldn't. But it hasn't hurt him. And we're now back over to Golf X3, who has a birdie putt now. I think this might be to go 3 up, Rach. Chance here, because Thunderbird's ball is inside it. I believe that is for his par. So which means I think Golf X3 has now gone 3 up. It does mean that. So now an extra bit of advantage now. And yeah, Thunderbird's got, his tough job just got tougher.
Absolutely, and now we're on the last hole of the front 9, so we're on hole 9, and this, I read up about this one as well, so it has to be super accurate on this par 3.
So this one is tough, Rachel, and it's just been made even tougher by the fact they're downwind, because there is not a lot of room on the line of the pin after the bunker. To get the ball up and to stop quickly is very, very difficult when you're this far downwind. They're coming in with roughly mid-irons, 5 iron, so this one, I mean, right now Golf X3's got a bit of room to play with. Thunderbird will have to get very aggressive. The line that Golf X3's taken is all over it, and I think he's nailed it once again. Look at this. The flag is out. The heartbeat moment's down the side. I mean, it's just imperial, isn't it? I mean, how do you get a break if you're Thunderbird?
I guess the only thing is the fact that he is going second. He can kind of watch slightly the angles and maybe pick up of something that Golf X3 has just done. I would be trying to do that, but I know you don't have the exact same calculations. You've got to figure out your own. But still, take
it's just
something
doing
from
it,
it.
isn't it? I guess it's just pulling it off. I think you're right. I think you'll learn a little. This one now, he's coming in with the same club. He's taken very much the same line. He knows that you can see they've put the full backspin on that bottom right-hand corner, that green dot at the bottom of the golf ball, which means they're going to get maximum spin, maximum height, hopefully land soft. It's all about this bit right here. Exactly what is the right power, and then can you time it? bang. He hasn't quite timed it, and that's why he has not got the heartbeat moment. So he's going to be outside of Golf X3's ball, and that is a long way out. And that rate is the difference. He saw what Peyton did right in front of him, but he couldn't replicate. That is the that's the difficulty we've got.
What'd you hit there?
And he looked so confused as well.
I hit a 5-iron
he's
full
having a
back
bit of a
at
chat.
96%. What did you hit?
Should have been 95%.
Yeah, you just got screwed then because I hit basically the same thing.
Yeah.
The guys are talking about maybe a little bit of misfortune there. The wind does change from time to
I've had
time. Obviously,
3 or
there are
4
various
shots in a
different
row now
anomalies in the
where,
game, like
in
for
clubs,
real life.
maybe?
They had exactly the same
they-
club. Obviously, they may have timed it slightly differently.
yeah.
It looked to me as though Thunderbird slightly mistimed it right. However, it did go long, so normally you mistime it, you'd actually lose a bit of distance.
And because obviously we saw Golf X3 get the heartbeat, Thunderbird didn't. But that's
Now-
the
now he's
confused
got-
look.
Now he's got his work out, and I think he has used the timeout because he knows
Unbelievable.
that
You missed it, though.
Peyton
You
has a
missed it.
makeable birdie putt, which if he doesn't make this,
I dinged mine.
will be to go 4 up through 9 holes, and you know that's uncharted territory. We know that Peyton has been beaten before, but he's never been beaten when he's been that far ahead before, ever, in any match on the eTour. So this is a big one, and it's a tough one. Downhill, a little bit of break. He's used 1 whole timeout. Is he going to go through this one? I think he's going to go for it now. This is a big putt for Thunderbird. He's slightly mistimed it, but that could have been intentional. Sometimes they mistime it intentionally. That's not going to be, I mean, that, he hasn't even lost his turn rate. I mean, that's tough. He's now, the thing is now, this is now for par, but he's also on the line of Peyton. He's going to give him the read. So even if he makes it, he's just making it even more likely that Golf X3 will make his putt.
Yeah, I feel like he's been a bit unlucky on this hole number 9. I think Golf X3 thinks so as well, but that
It's a good
will
putt.
go in.
It's a nice putt. He knows it. He knows he's in trouble here because Peyton now has just seen this one doesn't move much at all. He's not going to waste too much time over this. A little bit out to the right, full power. This is going nowhere but back of the cup, and he's going 4 up at the turn, and that is difficult.
That is,
Ooh, tell you what, it was closer than I thought. Much closer than I thought, but he has got it.
Right, here
And
comes
that
the
is now
back
4 up
nine.
lead,
Suck it
and
back down here.
he's got a mountain to climb as Thunderbird. He's going to need support of all the other Thunderbirds to get back in that game, or else Thunderbirds are going home.
It's okay, number 3. We said it 3 times so far, and we're only on quarterfinal 1 and 2. Thunderbirds are go. How many? Oh, it's 4 times now, Rach. We're going to keep tallying them up.
Keep
I
the Thunderbird count.
might make a note down here. Okay, well, I think we're going to have a little look at Young 46 and Chef UF again. I think we can jump back in there and see what's been going on in another quarterfinal, because there's action going on all over the place tonight as we try and keep you guys up to date with what's going on. So we're on hole 6 back at Chambers Bay, and Chef UF is still 1 down. Young 46 still with that little lead at the moment, but yeah, still on the front 9, so loads of time for things to change up in this matchup.
Absolutely. Every shot, though, becomes that little bit more important when you are down in a game, because Young 46 could make a birdie at any point.
come on.
So Chef UF has got to keep his foot down here. He really, really does. And that is a nice shot, but it's going to roll on by a little bit here. Oh, hell yeah, what, he's used that slope magnificently. Don't think that's luck.
Go ahead and
These
let you putt
guys
first
know
here.
these greens. They know where every single nook and cranny is. They know how to use them. And that has done very nicely by Chef UF. But he's still outside. He's still going to have to putt first. And if he doesn't make it, then you will have Young 46 putting for the hole and to extend his lead. Okay, Chef UF aiming up to the left hand side. Big break here coming for the Chef. Looks focused on the left, moving back. It's not quite, haven't seen one drop so far from Chef UF. But this one now is an opportunity. He's just seen how much it breaks. But it is a tough one. Downhill, off the left, probably my least favourite putt. Downhill off the left, in real life and in WGT, to be honest. Doesn't really suit my eye. Does it suit the eye of young 46, who is far more adept and qualified at these than I'll ever be. Out there, we saw Chef allowed too much break. Has Jason done it? Oh, look at that. In the back of the cup, and that's a big one. It'll be a big one because it's giving him a bit of daylight, but also it's a tough one. When you make those tough putts, that will just give him confidence. That'll have hurt the Chef UF.
You always know, don't you, what young 46 is thinking or feeling. It's all over his face. He can't hide any emotion, can he? Even there, I guess inside, well, actually, maybe he did there, because I think inside he was slightly like fist pumping himself, but on his face, he's like, nope, can't show that I'm happy at this point because anything can happen. But I love that from him. He just kind of keeps it all closed until the end. He's like, did it. Yes, NetBank champion, 2020.
I mean, you called it perfectly there. He really does wear his heart on his sleeve, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why the community is so much behind him. This is a really great matchup for personalities, to be honest. Chef UF and Young 46, two of the best characters as well as players we have on the eTour. And this is a really fun hole, this 7th. You can see this absolutely enormous bunker that's down the side of the 7th fairway. But the guys can just rip this, especially with the wind being downwind, can rip this miles over it. Possibly a slight miss time there from Chef UF. Don't see that too often. I'm sure it's still going to have enough to carry. It does, and it carries not only the bunker, but it carries past young 46's ball. However, that does give a bit of an advantage to young 46. When you're in the match play format, I always like to, if you are ahead, to continue to hit first, and you will often see a bit of strategy, the guys hitting shorter off the tee to give them the first shot into the green and keep the pressure on their opponent. So young 46 has that advantage, and once again here at Chambers Bay you can see the huge green structure, but multiple different greens within a green. There's maybe 3-4 levels to this one, Rach. So many complexities to this green.
Just want to give you a bit of an update about young 46 form, I guess. We said it's a bit up and down. So in 2020, played 20 matches, he won 12 and lost 7, and he drew 1. But still, I think kind of shows, you know, he's very hot, very cold. What's his day? Is today his day? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, he's like, it makes me remind me a bit of the Mickelson, sort of the people's champ a little bit, either fantastic or, you know, maybe not. Goes for the fireworks. I like that. I think that's why people get behind him. But on his day, when he's on, then he's as good as anybody. Absolutely. And he's hit a pretty good shot in here, but it's not stone dead for him. There is a chance for the Chef to get inside this one. Can he make a slight adjustment after what he learned from... Oh, he has. Look at this heartbeat moment from the Chef. He needed one. He's got it in tight, I think. And the most importantly, not only is he closer, but I believe that will be a more makeable putt of about 9 feet for his birdie, which now means that Jason... Oh, I'll tell you what, if Jason makes this one now, that will hurt Chef UF, because Chef UF in his head right now will be thinking, right, here's my chance, make that one, I get one back. But it means nothing if young 46 can make this one in front of him. Big old break though, downhill. He just made a really nice breaking putt off the left-hand side. However, this one now, probably, you would say probably a more makeable putt, but just look how far out he's aiming. Huge break he's allowing for here. How's he going to time this one? Perfectly is the answer. It looks a lot of break, and it was a little too much break for that pace. Anyway, he's let that one go, and now this is the first real opportunity for Chef UF. We haven't really seen him make a putt of any note yet. This one would be an important one. I think for two reasons. If he makes it, he feels like he's maybe arrived in the match. If he doesn't make it, he might start to wonder whether it's not going to be his days on the green, because you can't let too many chances go at this sort of level. So here we go. Chef UF sizing this up. Not a huge break, if I'm honest. He's not going to get many better looks than this to win a hole against young 46. On its way. He's timed it perfectly, almost anyway. Oh, and you see the reaction. He's not made it, and he gave it a really good try, and that is exactly what we spoke about. That let out of expiration, frustration on Chef UF. He is not making the putt so far today. Still plenty of time, it must be said, though, for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as we can see there, Young 46 is still 2 up. They're, of course, only on the front 9. And then the other matchup, we're the back 9 now, and we have, 4 up now for Golf X3. So, things going to form, I'm going to say, at the moment. We're going to take a pause on these 2 quarterfinals, and we're going to go and have a look at some highlights from another quarterfinal. We're going to go and have a look at Jay Smithers, someone that we both know very well as well, a great guy on the eTour from Season 1. He's back for more in Season 2, and he's taking on Hans Test, another debutant. Let's see how that match went down.
Yeah.
We are now. Jay Smithers on the 7th hole. Got himself up to a 1-up lead. It looks as though, from the bunker. Not often you see the guys missing the green, to be honest with you. And even rarer that you see when they do miss the green, they don't up and down. Jay Smithers this one for his up and down, and there you go. Oh no, he has missed it. He did miss it, and now an opportunity for Hans Test to, with a par, win the hole. Once again, something we really do not see too often. And look at this now, it's unbelievable. Another missed green over at Pinehurst. And that one nearly went in for Hans Test. Jay Smithers staying 1 up there. Long putt. And that one looks like it could be going in. It did go in. Jay Smithers with a long-range birdie to win the hole and get a 2-up lead. They did get back to all square, though, on the 12th. And then this one wiped his feet on the way in. Great birdie putt from Jay Smith. What on earth? That may be the worst putt I've ever seen on the eTour from Hans Tester. That was an absolute disgrace of a putt. Can't think what happened there. It did cost him a hole. Jay Smithers got himself to a 2-up position on the 15th. Another missed green though. Sloppy work from both these players to miss this many greens. But when you can chip in, who cares? A 0 putt. He's holed it, and oh wow, a long putt there from Hans Test to keep himself in this one on the 15th and only halve it. They got themselves all the way, it looks as though possibly to a playoff situation, a comeback from Hans there on this 2nd playoff hole. Incredible stuff. Jay Smithers was the winner. He got it done in the end. Real game of up and down there. Lots of fireworks, maybe for the wrong reasons, Rach. A lot of missed greens.
I'm going to say yes, Jay Smithers is now our first semi-finalist, but Seb, do not call him sloppy. We know he can hear you and he hangs off all the words you say, does Jay Smithers. And we love him, but he does sometimes take your words to heart, doesn't he? So watch what you say to Jay Smithers. He's a quality competitor.
He knows it's all love. I called him the bridesmaid once time, but listen, to be a bridesmaid, you've got to be at the wedding. He is there so many times. Such a consistent performer. And let me tell you right now, a lot of the players are bigging up his hopes this year. They're saying he's coming into this year's eTour in the best form of anyone. So he's definitely one to watch. He's into the semi-finals.
Quick word on Hans Test though. First outing on the eTour, and he kind of took it all the way to Jay Smithers there, having a playoff like you said.
Yeah, he did really well. I mean, at 2 down there, as we were watching those highlights, we were seeing that for the first time as well. I thought, well, this one's done. All of a sudden, all square into the playoff. Jay Smithers did really well to hold his nerve, but yeah, fair play to Hans Test for his debut.
Well, there we go. So Jay Smithers is in the semi-final. He's going to play Golf X3 or Thunderbird, the winner of that quarter-final, which is going to be a super exciting matchup.
It's going to be Golf X3, let's be honest.
At the moment, it looks like Golf X3, so we're going to love to see that one. It's going to be an absolutely firework-filled match there. But let's have a look at another quarter-final. The highlights from F. Magnets. He took on Rebellion 27.
Speaking about consistency, Rach, F Mags is, if you look up consistency in the dictionary, you see a picture of F Mags. He's one of the old school players, widely renowned as the greatest to ever play the game on the old format of the game. You know, Golf X3 certainly is changing people's opinions on that one now. Hasn't quite been able to convert it, F Mags, yet into this new version of the game we've been playing for the last couple of years. The new app, the new software. Very similar, just a few tweaks. He hasn't quite adapted, but he's been such a consistent performer, getting to multiple semi-finals and finals. He knows how to get himself into position. With this year's format, I would say he's going to be one to watch because he will be at most of the events and he will be thereabouts. So that will be rewarded in this year's format. And in this game, he has got himself up to a 2-up lead on the 8th hole. Rebellion, though, with a lovely shot in there. He's holed out, in fact. Incredible. Eagle from Rebellion, but it's still meant he is 3 down in this game. On the 15th hole, this one could be closed out if F. Mags were to do that, get that one in, but he didn't. We go to this 15th. Chance for Rebellion to get it inside. He would probably need it. We would need to win this hole, or else it was going to be all over. Here's his putt. Would have been to stay alive at this late stage, and he missed it, which means F. Mags will have had this one to win the hole and go 4 and 3. Did he make it? Of course he did. Fantastic stuff. F. Mags into the semi-final.
Well, Rebellion there with his head in his hands, not making it through, but job done for F. Magnet, sailing through to the semi-finals, and he will take on either Young 46 or Chef UF. I think it's that matchup that we can go and see now. See if Young 46 is still in the lead, because that's where he left him, with Young 46 slightly ahead in the front 9. And yes, he is still, or 2 up now, I should say, on hole number 9. So still with a small lead as we are about to approach the back 9 at Chambers Bay. Chef UF needs to do something now, needs to pick up his game a little bit. Feels like he's a little bit too relaxed, like his surroundings look, I think.
This is a tough hole. This one is a tough hole. It looks as though we may have seen Jason hit this one in close. He has. Look at that. This makes Chef UF's job even harder. First is a big advantage, especially when you're playing well. And Chef UF has just had a tough tee shot made even harder. You can see how far to the right he's aiming, but look at that. Heartbeat moment. This one's going in close as well. These guys making a mockery of me saying shots are hard, because they just hit them in close no matter where the pin is. Incredible. They've got this one surrounded, and I'm not even sure who will be putting first there.
Can I have a straight putt?
But whoever's got this putt is got a very straight putt. This is Chef UF. He is putting first, but there will not be much in it. Looks like both of them are going to have fairly flat. This one negligibly downhill, but I think won't have a huge impact on the pace here. He'll just give this a whack. If he times it even remotely near that white line, he'll make this one. Oh no, he just ever so slightly mistimed it. And I must think, because he only just mistimed it, possibly just misread it as well, and the two combined resulted in that one not dropping. And now an enormous opportunity for Young 46. And so far it has not been the chef's day on the greens. He just hasn't made anything of note whatsoever. And Young 46, if he's got his killer instinct in today, he will see the opportunity to get this 3 up through the turn. Has he made it? He's not missing those, Rach. 3 up he goes with a birdie.
Well, I guess the fact that Chef UF, makes the mistake, and it does take the pressure off Young 46. But anyway, lots happening on that quarter-final. But we left Golf X3 4 up on the 11th. We're now on the 13th. 6 up. We leave him for literally a couple of holes, and he runs away with it, which is what he's doing right now over Thunderbird. But let's not forget, Thunderbird, it's his first outing here. So he did say he's not really looking to try and earn some big money. He's here to have some fun. So again, I know it's pressure, but as long as he's enjoying it and getting something out of this, and maybe getting some experience, which will stand him in good stead for the rest of the season if he wants to try and come back and qualify again, he might get a better seeding, and maybe he won't go up against the reigning champion in his first outing. I
feel for him, I really do. I mean, right now, we'll have to get our stats guys to check this, but it's Dormy, 6 up, and if he wins this hole, Golf X3, it will be 7 and 5. I don't know if anyone's ever won a game 7 and 5 on the eTour.
I can see you doing your calculations there.
Yeah, just trying to do a bit of maths.
Fingers were going everywhere.
It's a tough one. Golf X3 has this putt, possibly, to secure that. And I feel for Thunderbird, because he hasn't played terribly at all. He's done phenomenally well to be here, but you're coming up against the immovable object that is Golf X3, who looks like he's picking up just where he finished last season's eTour, which was with a massive bag of cash. And he wants another one, by the looks of it, and he's on a way to get one. Golf X3 taking his time. This is not an easy putt, though, I will tell you that. It's uphill, but it's a big old break. If he makes this, has he made it? I mean, it's not even close to missing the hole. It's straight in the heart.
To Travis.
Just incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Which means this is a putt now, Rach, for pride, really, from anything else, because this is a putt to avoid losing 7 and 5. He'll make this one, so it'll be 6 and 5, which is slightly better. But it's still a heavy defeat, of course. Fair play to you, Golf X3. Phenomenal victory. You're into our semi-final, one of our semi-finals. Unlucky Thunderbird. Hopefully he'll be back to redeem himself another time.
He is into the semi-final. He's going up against his good mate, Jay Smithers, as well. These guys have played each other so many times. But let's just quickly go back to what you just saw there. I don't think we expected it to be done so quickly. On hole 13, we've never seen that, like you said, and it just shows that he is back for more. He wants more of what he had last time out, which was $50,000 that he went home with last season. That was overall. I mean, this guy, there's no stopping him. And he only plays an hour per day. Guys, you're watching at home, that's not what you need to do. You probably need to play much more than that.
Just a bit, yeah. I mean, it's quite relentless. It's soon going to be coming the... Oh, wow. What have we just seen here? That is... Right, can anyone hear that sound? That is the door opening for a Chef UF comeback.
Is that it?
Edit team, insert door hinge sound there. This one, I mean, he's never going to miss this one. He has to make it. But that is a let-off. Now, it's just the beginnings of a seed of a comeback, because he's still 2 down. But that is something he needed, because their momentum was firmly with Young 46. This match was only going one way. But all of a sudden now, Chef UF, not only has he got to hold back, but everything about him would have just lifted. He would have just got more confidence.
And you could actually see Young 46 shifting in his seat, quite literally moving, like going, oh, I just need to reset. What have I just done there? I have given Chef a little bit of an opportunity. Chef, as you can see, just took that first shot there.
He just called that Jimmy Crickets. I use that myself sometimes. That's probably very fortunate. He's now got himself a great line in, but he took that one way too far down the left-hand side and nearly ran into the rough. And if you miss the fairways here, it makes your approach so much more difficult. Bearing in mind, we talk about how they don't just need to hit it close. They've got to hit it in exactly the right miss side of the green to give themselves the most makeable putt. Birdies are the aim here in every hole. And if you do that from the rough, you've got the lie to take into account. It changes the trajectory, it changes the way the ball rolls out, it changes everything on the shot, and it makes it that much harder to hit it close. So a couple of inches in the short grass, and that is a big let-off for Chef UF. Young 46 has a chance here to strike and get the momentum back. He hasn't got a heartbeat, but where's this one going to end up? And look, well, okay, that's not a great shot. I mean, it's probably made to look a little bit worse than it really was because of these greens at Chambers Bay we mentioned. You miss them by an inch or part of the green by an inch, they can roll a long way away and make you look a bit silly. But that is the fine margins. But this is once again an opportunity for Chef, because if he can now hit this in very, very close, he puts the pressure back on his opponent despite being down. Big opportunity here for Chef UF.
We love to see the pressure, don't we?
We do love the pressure. That's what it's all about.
Love
on
the
eTour.
pressure of the eTour. Love to see these guys sweating, even in the comfort of their own homes.
Or their own beach cabanas.
Or their own
as
beach
it may
cabanas.
be. As it may well be with Chef UF's case. But this is a big old chance here. What can he learn from the mistake from Jason? He's not got a heartbeat. He did miss it a bit left. That could be intentional. Has he got it up? Oh, he's done exactly the same thing, Rach. That is a let-off.
We said that. Does it make it easier when they go second? Not in this case. Doesn't seem to be.
I think he may have thought it was a miscalculation from, a missed shot from Jason. Instead, it may have been a miscalculation that he then did exactly the same error on. So quite uncommon. He's actually further away. But I will tell you one thing. We've seen plenty of these hold in our time. These shorter pitch shots, they're not looking to up and down. They're looking to up and in. Mm-hmm. And we see it happen time and time again, hence they take the flag out. Maximum spin, or close to it, is usually added. And he's got the lob wedge out. This will be back of the stance, hands forward. If he can time it, one hop and stop. It's up on the green, one hop, check up by the flag.
Oh, wow.
That's a good old try. He had to. But now, the opportunity's there for Jason, and he'll be thinking he can make this putt, this chip, I should say. It'll be a pretty much carbon copy of it. He'll go to the putter first just to see the green undulation. then I'm fully expecting him to move back to the wedge. There he goes. Onto that 60-degree lob wedge. Maximum spin. Flag out. I would expect this, if it doesn't go in, to be a matter of inches from the flag. An absolute wizard with the short game is young 46. No heartbeat.
Excellent stroke, though.
There you go. Just a whisker off there. They will halve it in pars and no harm done on this one. Good indeed. They can't concede, as we spoke about earlier. They're not allowed to concede the putt. It's not a lack of sportsmanship. It's part of the rules of the game. They need to see all the putts out. But neither of them will be missing these, I would be sure.
Here we go. They look very calm there. And I was just having a little look, actually, at the interviews pre-match-up as well. And maybe this is our answer to why Chef UF is sitting outside. It says he's been doing a lot of work on his house at the moment, so quite possibly doing some renovations, and that's meant he's been forced to go and sit outside. And he wants to do well, because it looks like his wife puts quite a lot of pressure on him. She's told him to play 16 hours at the weekend in preparation for this. I mean, 16 hours?
Wow.
She
That's
clearly
intense.
wants a winner.
But, you know,
She wants some
what it
money for this
takes.
renovation.
It's got to be paid for somehow, hasn't it? You know, I mean, that does make sense. It looks as though, you know, I'm quite jealous of Chef UF's backyard setup in that case. It looks very chilled out there. Maybe a few pool parties at his place if he can get the win. This is an interesting hole, a short par 4. The guys look to use a little bit of a launch pad on the right-hand side to propel the ball forward and run up onto the green and give themselves a look at that eagle putt. Once again, these green structures on Chambers Bay just lead to so much fun. You've seen the ball hit and move and twist and roll out to these different pin locations. Jason is going for exactly the same thing, up the right-hand side. Give it a whack. Timed it beautifully. Fantastic drive there, up the hill. Oh, and he's hit a soft part of green, hasn't got the propel, but you never know, that could have been a strategy, because we know how good he is with these wedges. We just saw an example of how close these guys can get to holding out. This will be a birdie chip as opposed to him thinking of anything else. An eagle chip as opposed to an up and down for birdie. Let's be sure about that.
I'm not sure that was intentional. You can see it.
You know-
You can see it in his eyes. He looked slightly worried.
Being a bit too kind to him there, am I?
Maybe.
possibly?
I don't know. I wonder
Let's
if they
see
hear
if
us
he
well.
can make it work either way. They say there's no pictures on the scorecard, but there is a number, and this number could well be eagle 2 if this one drops. Carbon copy of the last shot. Timed it brilliant. No heartbeat. Oh, it is a heartbeat. Don't you do it, he says. There we mentioned a little bit of the camaraderie between the players. These two good friends as well as competitors.
Well, they've been practicing a lot together as well, Seb. So they've been talking about the upcoming season, and obviously knew quite far in advance that they were seeded against each other or playing each other in the first round. So I'm never sure if that helps or not. Obviously, possibly can give one of the competitors a little bit of advantage. They know the game, but equally, it's what happens on the day.
Absolutely is. Absolutely is. I think the only thing it can do is it probably just makes them. It depends on how you play. Like if these guys like to be intense and focused, then it probably helps them playing against someone they don't know. But if they like to be relaxed, as I think Chef UF does, I think he'll like playing a familiar face, because it just takes a bit of the edge off the tension, possibly. Unless then you add the rivalry. But look at this one. Oh, it moved down, but that was a stiff one to ask for. It's going to be halved in birdies here, and young 46 keeps his 2-up lead going into the 13th hole. This one likely to go a bit further than the other quarterfinal we just saw. It is our final quarterfinal to complete our semi-final lineup. And nicely made indeed.
We're never going to be any problems with that one going to the 13th, and you can see them looking nice and relaxed there. And it's nice to see that the players are growing each season as well. That Chef UF mentioned to us earlier as well, that he learnt a lot from the final, that you have to kind of just take it one hole at a time and have a little reset in between, have a little breath. That's what he said he was doing. He was actually just breathing before every shot, which seems like a good thing to do.
Breathing is usually advised, in many different sports.
He just said it helps him to focus, and you know, there's a lot of talk about if you really concentrate on your breathing in different sports. You know, it does help you to calm the nerves and just get you focused on the job in hand, which of course right now is the 13th hole. So I wonder, actually, he's putting what he learned from the global finals when he finished runner-up into practice here. Doesn't seem like it's working at the moment, but he did come back from 3 down to only being 2 down now. So he is going in the right direction.
Well, Jason has just got a great break. He's undercooked the drive marginally. It's hit a little bit of a downslope in the rough and propelled itself a good club shorter into this approach. I think we heard in their mics that Chef UF said it was his favourite hole on the golf course, this one. So he'll have good feelings over it. Maybe that's because of the pin location. He's hit his drive into a pretty good spot. 209 yards in, playing slightly uphill into the wind, so he'll need all of this 3-wood. I imagine he'll aim this out to the right a little. There it goes. Yep, out to the right to bring it in on the wind. Can he find the magic touch? He timed it. He's timed it excellently. And look at
his
that reaction. This is why it's his favourite hole.
Oh, wowza.
Thank you.
Oh, it's delightful. It's absolutely delightful. He's feeling it now, Rach.
He's pumped. Look at that.
Feeling it.
Chest literally out, breathing out, doing his breath work there, having a little sip of drink. I hope he can hear us because we're kind of boosting him up as well, aren't we?
Chef, if you can hear us, give us a wave. Give us a wave if you can hear us,
Chef,
Chef.
Chef, give us a wave. Give us a wave. No.
I'm not sure he can.
I'll stop my singing because he can't hear us.
I'll keep it going, Rach. I was enjoying it. So this is an opportunity, though, for young 46, because he will be able to really dent the enthusiasm, or curb the enthusiasm, I should say, of Chef UF if he can hit one in close as well. And he's done it. It's what he does.
Nice shot, bro.
But how close is it?
Thank you.
Oh, he says it through gritted teeth. Nice shot, bro.
Really
But yeah, pretty good stuff there. Beautiful shot, as it says on screen. But it's actually Chef who's further away. So all of a sudden, from that massive jubilation, he's now got a lot of pressure. Even though it's a pretty easy putt, he got to make it all of a sudden.
Chef just told us it was his favourite hole. Clearly young 46 as well. Young 46 just doesn't tell us enough, does he?
Oh, it's not his favourite hole anymore, Rach.
Ow!
Oh no, and he knows it. Headset off, looking into the distance. He just didn't take any time over it, did he? A bit rushed there. We spoke about it earlier. Those putts dropping. You saw him be deflated on one of them. It could have been a feeling of it isn't his day. And young 46 is killer instinct. He only made one mistake himself earlier. I thought that was letting Chef UF back in the game. But you can see the dejection though. He knows that on the eTour, you've got to have your A game. If you want to beat a player like young 46.
You've got to have your A game at all stages of the competition. It's so exciting. Quarterfinals are nearly done and dusted, which means we're going to move forward in the competition. We're going to see what is coming next this evening. So let's have a look at the bracket and see who is going to be facing who in our semi-finals. This is getting very much the business end of the competition. Semi-final 1, which is coming up shortly. Jay Smithers taking on Golf X3. These guys are great friends, like so many of the players on the eTour. This is what makes this competition so great, in my opinion, that the community is brilliant. We find this in a lot of esports, but this in particular. This, though, is a rematch from Abu Dhabi. Who came out on top there, Seb?
Golf X3,
Oh,
as he
yeah.
often did.
Yeah.
As he often did. This is probably the final within the final, to be honest. Young 46 might not like hearing me say that, but a lot of people talking about Jay Smithers coming into this one. Golf X3 does his talking for him, his results. So that one will be interesting. I think the winner of that one is going to be our favourite.
Yeah, and of course we saw on the other side as well, F Magnets has already secured his spot in those semi-finals, and he's waiting to see who will join him. Of course, it's going to be young 46 or the Chef. What's cooking over there? We don't know yet. We're going to actually jump in to this first semi-final. Jay Smithers there, looking ready with Golf X3 in the Tiger Woods red, of course. Both American guys here. So they're ready and waiting to get ready for this one. But the quarterfinal obviously is still going underway. Young 46 taking on Chef UF. So that one is still very much all to play for there. Young 46 only 2 up at the moment. Still got a few more holes to play there.
It's the beauty of the eTour. You look at the list here. You know, now we're into the semi-final stage. Any of these guys could win.
Any of them can win it. Sorry, my mistake there. I think he's 3 up, so quite a big lead now on the 14th, this par 4. There's so much action going here. I have to keep up sometimes.
It is. It's fast and furious.
Jumping
You
around.
can't blink on the eTour, and especially with this knockout format, you know, because it's just it's one and done. You lose, you're out of there. And Chef UF is not far from saying his goodbyes right now. He will be desperate to get through to the semi-final, but he's got to make his move, and he's got to make it now. He's missed quite a few opportunities, and he knows it. And he can't afford to miss another one, especially against a player like Young 46, who has an opportunity of his own now to strike a blow and potentially move towards 4 up.
Well, this is quite the redemption match, though, isn't it? I think we might have mentioned it a little bit earlier, but this was actually our semi-final from the global finals last year, and Chef UF obviously took the honours in that one, which was really unexpected, and that was probably one of the biggest storylines throughout the global finals. The fact that Chef UF kind of just excelled himself and played the virtual golf of his life there, and beat one of the top contenders in Young 46. So
That hurt him. That
Young
hurt
46 will not be forgetting that in a hurry, and wants to come out here and really make his mark on the opening round, of which he missed last season. We never actually saw him in Abu Dhabi, and he was really gutted not to make the opening round, which was actually the only round that we got to go to in person, because everything else was played from home.
Yeah, he will want revenge. As soon as he saw this draw, he would have thought, right, that's my chance to get my own back. I'm pretty sure Chef UF will be happy with the scale of the victory. You know, a semi-final of the global finals will mean probably a little bit more to him than, of course, you know, quarter-final of our opening event. But make no mistake about it, this is the one in front of him right now. This is the one he wants to win right now to get this season off to a start. Young 46 is going to be there or thereabouts. I'd be very surprised if he wasn't one of our 8 finalists at the global finals this year. Chef UF once again just cannot find his rhythm on the greens at all here. Young 46 has a sort of I'd say an 80% likelihood make percentage of this par putt. And he's just getting away with it. That's the only thing about Young 46. He's probably in a very strong position to advance to the semis. He's not really played his best stuff yet. He is someone that sometimes takes a while to get into a tournament, and he hasn't really got the luxury of that this time with the straight out knockouts. So he's maybe being a bit fortunate here to get it all his own way. Could have been a different story if Chef UF had made a few more putts, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Chef UF has this one for par, but it's just to stay 3 down, and it's not a guarantee. He hasn't missed any really short ones. Don't want to jinx him. It's been sort of the mid-range or the 5-6 feet and up ones he's missed. And he doesn't miss this one. Well done. Well done.
At least get it close. Let's play 18
You were
holes.
just
How about
talking
that?
about, there we go, clapping the Young 46. Great mates there. But you were just saying, Seb, you think Chef UF is lacking rhythm on the greens at the moment. Why do you think that may be the case? Lack of play time, like he kind of said before this match started, he said he's been renovating his house, he hasn't had that much time playing, or the fact that it is nerves getting to him. But he's not that kind of player. Nerves don't really get to him.
I think it can happen to anyone. You know, you can't be bang on the money every single day. I think probably one easy answer would be that he's a mobile player, and it is a different timing, a different sort of rhythm that you need to time your shots on the ding every time. It's just a different cadence to it. So someone that is doing the same version of that every time over and over will obviously have it a lot easier than someone who's doing it on different screens and different software. So it is a little tougher, but Young 46 is giving him some more opportunities here, and that does mean that Chef's got a chance to get one in tight here and keep this game going alive. Only 4 holes left now. Let's see if he can. He knows it needs to be crisp, and I think this needs to be a heartbeat moment here.
Well, we want to see as many heartbeat moments as we possibly can. Yeah, so we'll see what goes on here at the moment on the 15th. I mean, not many holes left to play. It looks like it's kind of running away with young 46, but his Chef UF shot. Oh, he nearly had a complete calamity there in the rough. It nearly looked like it was going in that bunker, like a Rachel shot. I love a little bunker, as Seb knows when he's played against me in the past. I just like to play in the sand a bit.
It's like the beach.
I mean, I haven't been on a holiday for a while,
it's
Seb, so you know.
I mean, Chef UF had to go for it there. He's got to take things on now. There's no room for playing safe. He's got to go aggressive. And he knows that he's running out of time. He's going to be playing super aggressive now all the way out. But this is a tougher one. You've got a little bit of, it's a 30 to 40% lie. Missed the green by inches, and he's got a tough one. This could be tough to get stone dead if it doesn't go in. And it's going to roll a little bit by, I think.
Ooh,
there we go. Look, it just rolls on past. And now the likelihood is that, well, it is a simple fact. If young 46 makes this putt, he's in the semi-final. It'll be a 4-3 win. There is a chance he'll win this match without needing to make this putt and just two-putting it, to be honest. But he'll want to make sure. He's not the sort of guy that will want to let the opportunity go past him. Chef UF knows he's probably not far off doing the equivalent of taking his hat off here, but it ain't over yet.
It ain't over till Seb says it's over, and that is coming up shortly, quite possibly. Excellent.
Oh, he's called it. That is absolute sauce. If this goes in, that is sauce on toast.
Oh,
my
it
God.
wasn't.
That's a moment. We'll be replaying that moment for the rest of the tour. He's hit it. He's done the Kevin Na walk-in and said, "Good game, bud," before it's even halfway to the hole. That is what it's about. I salute that stuff.
Oh, and Chef UF, for once, looks a bit rattled. Like he did the pull of his chest, the pull of his shirt, kind of saying, ouch. We can speak to them, I think. Chef UF, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Chef!
How you doing, Rach, Seb?
How are you? I don't know
Yes.
if we can hear you.
Can you hear him?
I can hear
I
you.
can hear you,
Can
Chef.
you talk?
We'll talk. Chef, I think you played some good stuff there, mate. I mean, for me, it looked like you didn't quite have your best day on the greens. How was it for you?
You know, some days it seems like you just can't get anything going in this game. Like every shot just doesn't go your way, and then I missed some terribly stupid putts and just wasn't, kind of like you said, just wasn't on it today. I did my best. Jason played pretty well. I think he'll have to play better to beat Chris in the next round, but golly, I got my butt kicked, guys. I guess Jason was getting back at me for the last one.
Well, I thought you had it going there. When you said you played your favourite hole and you hit that one in close, I thought, here comes the charge. But it wasn't to be. Long season ahead. I'm sure we'll see you again next time.
I sure hope so. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.
You too, mate.
And you. Right, here we go. So, we lose Chef UF at this stage in the competition. That does mean young 46 progresses nicely through to those semi-finals, where he'll face off against F Magnets. But let's not just take my word for it. Let's have a look at the bracket right now. Just to clarify what we just saw. Yes, so we've already seen Jay Smithers is going up against Golf X3. I think they're already underway. They've already kicked things off, but our second semi-final, F Magnets, now is joined by young 46 there. We just heard from Chef UF. Commiserations to him. Love that chap. Unfortunately, he does go home, but collects those all-important 1,000 points as well, and a little bit of prize money. So not is all bad for him. He had a great day out, just making it here. 60,000 tried to make it here, and he was one of those top 8, which is always great to see. But yeah. Great things happening so far in the competition. Semi-final time is coming your way shortly. I think we can just have a quick chat before we go into this. What a matchup.
Great matchup. I mean, what I will say right now is it has gone by the book so far, which it doesn't usually do. You normally see an upset thrown in the early stages, but it's gone by the book so far, though the favourites, forget the seeding, the favourites from previous performances have all gone through there. What I will tell you now is it is now on a fine knife edge. If I were to predict it, obviously...
I was about to ask you that, and you just preempted my question.
Well, you know, it does go without saying that you would say Golf X3 will be a favourite, but it is only a small favourite, despite his dominance on the eTour before. Jay Smithers, as I've said earlier in the broadcast, is being touted by his fellow competitors as someone to really watch this year. Could be his chance to break through today and get that win. In the other match, it will be very close. Young 46 obviously has won an event, which F-Max hasn't done, but F-Max is someone that's so consistent. Jason just got through there against Chef UF, who didn't play that well, And in Chef's interview, he said Jason's going to have to play better to beat Mags. He won't be given any holes like he was in that last match. He will need his top stuff to get through.
He will indeed. They'll need their top stuff to get through. And we're going to go to some top golf action now. We're on hole number 4, semi-final one. Jay Smithers Golf X3, all squared still, which is nice to see. I like that the opening couple of holes stay like this because it makes things get a bit more interesting as we go through, maybe into the back 9, when these two, something has to separate them at some point. Not sure what it's going to be, because we reckon Jay Smithers is in the form of his life, or everyone else thinks Jay Smithers is in the form of his life. We'll have to wait and see exactly what kind of form he's in, because at the moment, this is the person that will show what shape this man is in. If he can get something here, or get an early lead, maybe we'll see Golf X3 come under a bit of pressure. Well, that was kind of, went a bit long there for Golf X3, so a slight mistake. Let's see what Jay Smithers can respond with. So he's removing the flag stick, and he's with a putter at the moment. Is he going to try and putt from there? I'm not sure. He's just having a little bit of adjustment. Replacing that flag stick. And there's loads going on as always. No, so he's obviously going to change it. Put a lot of spin on it, taking it up a bit. That's what you see when you move the green icon down a bit there. Going to try and chip it in from 22 yards out. Oh, nicely done. Very close there on the green for Jay Smithers. Nice little chip. Now we're watching Golf X3 to seeing what he can do. Slightly closer. 15 yards to what we just saw Jay Smithers 22. So again, a little chip as well. Can he match him? Probably is my answer to my own question.
I think we did see Jay Smithers hole out in that highlights. The highlights were coming thick and fast there, but I think we may have seen Jay Smithers hole out. We know Golf X3 can do that. Can he do it now? No heartbeat. It's not going in.
Ooh.
It's not bad, is it?
Bit further away than Jay Smithers, and he was a little bit further away to start with. But this should be easy. Doesn't really look like it's moving at all there, Seb.
No, it's a pretty simple one, but this is Beth Page. You know, what I can tell you, Rach, is the one time I did attempt to qualify for the eTour last year, I did most of my qualifying rounds here on Beth Page, and I find this game hard enough. When you play it on the course like Beth Page, on championship green speed, with the pins tucked as they are, it's a very, very tough course. My best score, bear in mind, when you go to qualify, you can play unlimited times. My best score, I think, was 1 or 2 under. These guys in these conditions go like 10, 11, 12, crazy under par, crazy sort of scores they can shoot. They're so, so good. But this is tough. Some of these holes are very, very tricky.
It is. I was reading a bit about this, and Jordan Spieth said this course is up there with the hardest, probably top 5 courses I've ever played in my life, quote unquote there.
So at Beth Page, the black course,
Yeah.
on the tee box there's a sign that says, warning, this golf course is only for the very experienced players. There is a health warning on this golf course. That should tell you the levels at which this is.
Well, backed up by that man,
yeah.
Jordan Spieth there.
Indeed. He did find it difficult when the US Open was last held there, when Brooks Koepka came out on top. Major championship venue and a major test for these guys. And this is no different. This one up the hill with the pin right at the back here. They have to come over these big bunkers. This is a particular hole that is tricky to get close on. But I'm sure they'll make a mockery of that statement with a couple of shots in here, probably with a couple of heartbeats. Golf X3 can make me look silly from time to time. He's done it before. I'm sure he'll do it again.
Okay, so
Yep.
obviously,
There it is.
heartbeat obviously always is, isn't it?
Amazing
That's what
shot.
we see.
Straight into the heart. You can see, you can just about tell from that shot as the ball landed on the green. Now it does sort of have a hog's back in the middle of it, and it sort of meanders down either side of it. They have to find the middle part, which he has just done impeccably.
So why obviously we just kind of said it's got warnings and everyone finds it super tricky. Why is it so tricky?
So it's the length but
Yeah.
also it's the narrow fairways. But then if you do miss the fairway, which are harder to hit, then the rough is very thick, very penal. But it's also some of the undulations. There's a particular pin later on. I'm not sure exactly which hole it is, but I'll know it when I see it. There's one particular pin that sits at the bottom of a ridge that if you miss it long, you are in real trouble. But this hole, these guys have just peppered the flag there. And this one's nearly going in. Brilliant shot from Jay Smithers here. As I said earlier, this could be the final within the final. These two guys playing at another sort of level than what we've seen so far. We haven't seen as much from F Mags yet, but these are the two guys that will probably, if you asked the other 8 players who are the 2 best players in today's tournament, I think this would be your most common answer, these 2.
Yeah, I think you're right there. These 2, we've seen so much of them last season on the eTour. Great competitors, great guys. It's nice to see them back. Familiar faces. Been practicing clearly over the winter to get themselves ready for this new season, but that was nicely done there. And Jay Smithers now turn just a super easy 1 foot putt. Will make it. Excellent stroke. Keeps it all squared going into the 6th, which means we're going to now switch over to semi-final number 2. We're going to get to see F Magnets in action. We haven't seen much of him, like Seb said. He's taking on Young 46. We're joining him as their matchup starts on Chambers Bay. So they've chosen a different course. So that's because they veto, don't they?
Yes.
So each player gets to veto one of the courses on offer. So obviously that was Pinehurst, Bethpage or Chambers Bay. So we're not sure which one vetoed which. We might get to speak to them at the end of these 18 holes and see which was their least favourite, because that's what it does. It kind of goes, I'm not very good at playing on Bethpage, so I'm going to say, let's not go there.
Yeah,
Somebody says
it's actually as an advantage to the earlier rounds, because
Yes.
the quarterfinals, the top seedings got to pick, so therefore they could guarantee there was one golf course they wouldn't play. So when they were doing their preparation, they could focus their hours on 2 courses they would know they were more likely to play. They could veto one, the other player could veto, so they know what they're not going to get. Whereas the lower seeds were able to, had to basically practice all 3. So if we look through the list here, we can actually see that in every single case in the quarterfinals, the top seed went through, which means maybe that's just with form and that was the favourite anyway, but also maybe it means that being able to narrow down which courses you will or you won't be playing has been an advantage. I would imagine, Rach, that seeding probably continues. So I'd imagine that Young 46 had the first veto choice in this semi-final, and then Jay Smithers would have had it here. Will have it in his semi-final against Golf X3. So Young 46, if that's the case, playing Chambers Bay. He just played his quarter-final against Chef UF at Chambers Bay. He got through there quite convincingly in the end, although I'm not sure we've seen the best from him today. He will need his best against F Mags, because F Mags will not give up anything. He will be a very solid competitor who can go low, but he just does not make mistakes. So this was there's 2 really good matchups here.
Yeah, we've kind of seen F Magnets for quite a few years now. Actually, I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the show. We had like a trial eTour run a couple of years ago before our official Series 1 of the eTour, and that event was actually won by F Magnets. So he's a champion in his own right, but on a slightly different event that we had going on there. But yeah, he's back, and he splits his time, doesn't he, between Brazil and the UK. I'm not sure where he's playing now. Likelihood is Brazil, because you can't really travel, can you, in these uncertain times? But you're seeing actually on screen as well now. Yeah, join us on social media. If you have any questions, we're at eTourGG on Twitter. If you use the hashtag eTour, I've been told Seb Carmichael Brown here will answer all your questions. So if you have any questions, Seb will try and get the answers.
I'll do my best, guys.
But if you follow us on all these social channels, then you can find out how to join us and try and qualify for the eTour, because it is open to anyone. WGT is literally free.
Right now, you might be watching this on your phone. You might be watching it on your phone right now. You can close that app down or leave it in the background, and you can go on WGT right now, free to download, and you can register to play in the eTour as we are speaking. I think that's really, really cool.
You know, my dad got hooked.
Did he?
Once I started
Easily done.
commentating on this. It's not very good though. he sits there like if he's waiting for something
Sure.
at
Don't
the
know if you
post
can
office. He's
hear
like,
me.
oh, I'll get my phone out and have a game.
Yeah,
and
can you hear me?
I'm like, what level are you at? He's like, super high up in the levels, but just not very good.
The good best thing is,
I'm not
is
sure
that
why. Practice isn't making perfect for old Mikey.
Well, you can go and play in a thing like the eTour at the highest level, or you can just go and play against your mates,
Yeah.
or even just anyone online. You do get to matchmake against people at the same level you're at. So he's probably just enjoying himself playing against people at his level.
He does. He goes, oh, I'm playing someone in Scotland. I'm like, oh, that's fun, Dad.
Good luck, Dad. Kid, get the win. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, it was quite entertaining.
Yeah, it's good fun. And we now have got F Mags has taken a lead here in this one, and he's now hitting in. The guys, interestingly, as you can see, took it over the left-hand side, sort of
Good
a
shot.
split fairway option here at Chambers Bay. That is better than a good shot. That is a great shot. And it looks as though F Mags is that my eyes, Rach, or is that a slightly yellow ball he's got there?
It does look like a
I think
slightly
that
yellow
earlier.
ball.
I think he is got an off-white or a yellow ball there. Just funked it up a little bit.
That's great about WGT as well. You can change your avatars, you can change your clubs, you can change your clothes, and I guess they also give you kind of like a short-term higher clothes, don't they? If it's Halloween or a certain occasion. I've had a jester hat on my avatar before, just for the hell of it, just for fun.
because you could?
Just because it popped up in my
Why
inbox
not?
saying,
Why not?
you've got a jester outfit. I was like, oh, great, I'll take that.
Always playing the clown. Yeah, it's great. There's so many personalisations you can do, and these guys play around with all sorts of club and ball combos to find exactly what works best for them. And right now, what's working for F Mags appears to be a 3-iron on the third hole, par 3, 206 yards, and he's got a heartbeat moment. I told you this guy, he's methodical. He will grind you down. Such is his
Great ball.
just consistency.
Holy cow.
Grind you down, will he?
Oh my God! I thought that was going to go in.
Bunker. I thought we were in the bunker.
I thought that was going in the hole range. That was inches from a hole in one.
So F Magnets, though, look at his record on screen right now. Lost a final and 2 semi-finals to Golf X3 on the eTour. We're pretty glad he's not playing Golf X3 then.
That is telling to be saying that it's the only one that's really knocked him out is the Golf X3.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's a very, very solid player. You know, not many people did beat Golf X3 last year. I'd have to go through my notes and see who it was that actually beat him in his extra prelim. We know he got beaten by Jason in the final. In the penultimate tournament. However, it'd be good to see who beat him in the group stages. I'll have to check my notes on that.
I love that F Magnets says he's pretty happy. Good news that I can't meet Golf X3 before the final. So he's like, well, I can kind of get all the way almost, and then maybe I'll have to get knocked out again to him. But if I can make it through the final,
is you know, regardless of what the outcome of that game was against Thunderbird, but the score at the end of it will have sent a bit of a message. The other guys would have had a quick look, or what was the score, and they'll see the 6 and 5 win and think, oh God, he's back again. Oh great, another year of coming second, brilliant. But you never know. You never know. Anything can happen with this single elimination format. Young 46 though. Oh, he's missed one.
Every time I miss that
He's
putt.
missed one, and
Oh, I even tried to miss
he
the
knows it
offset
because
Yikes.
he tried to offset it. He's saying, so that's interesting. You see the guys trying to
Off
hit
to a
that
good
blue
start.
bar in the middle. That's for a perfect connection. But especially on the greens, the guys will intentionally aim to miss it a little left or right and sort of finesse it in without a perfect line, but take a bit of pace off it and sort of dart into the hole. We saw that used by many to great effect. I mean, the one that always strings out in my mind is Sebaku. He used to use that a lot. Didn't really work for him in the eTour, but has made a hell of a career off doing it in the community. But right now, Young 46 is up against it because he's 2 down, but he's 2 down against a man who doesn't give you an inch. So what he's going to have to do now is he can't sit and wait for an opportunity. He's going to have to go and manufacture one. He's going to have to start getting aggressive, start taking on some crazy lines. Maybe not just yet, we're still on the front 9, but soon enough he's going to have to start going for it.
well, Seb, I'm going to pause you there because we're switching things up again, and things are possibly going to the competitors' rule book, but not to what we think. Let's see a replay then of what's gone down on this first semi-final between Jay Smithers and Golf X3.
Well, he's 1 up. Golf X3 was there, or 1 down, sorry. Jay Smithers has got himself 1 up, is what I'm trying to say. This was a bit of a highlights here of how we got to that point at all square. This long range putt from Jay Smithers, and he looks so calm and collected. makes that putt, and Golf X3 had this one for the half, which he just nicked out on the left-hand side, which is why we now do find ourselves with Jay Smithers one up against our incumbent champion, Golf X3.
Yeah, Seb, it surprises me, but then it doesn't. He's seeded number 1 coming into this, is Jay Smithers. Golf X3 seeded number 4. We know he doesn't play as much, maybe as the other competitors. He likes to kind of just sit back and relax when it comes to practicing, doesn't he? But in the driving seat, very much so. Okay, only still in the front 9. We're on hole number 9 now. But if he can keep this, it's all about the finals and margins. It could go all this way till we get to hole 18. Don't know, Jay Smithers seems to be the player that everyone else is talking about winning this time. If we can, I can't believe we're going to say this. Could Golf X3 be knocked out in the semi-final stage of the competition?
I want to check my notes, but I do actually think that Jay Smithers was one of the people that beat Peyton in a group stage match last year. I know we never beat him in a knockout match. Only one person did. We will find out later in this back 9 whether or not he can get that done for the first time. But he looks very composed. These two are good friends, but there's not a huge amount of talk going on now. They know this is a big match. They know that the winner of this will be a strong favourite to win today's events. I think this is very, very telling, and this will be interesting.
Yeah, Jay Smithers is usually the chattier out of the two anyway. Golf X3 doesn't say as much. He kind of does, obviously, if someone's talking to him, but it'll be Jay Smithers knows concentration, game face on. And he just says he wants to do better than he did last season. So Jay Smithers lost 2 finals, 1 semi-final and a quarter-final to Golf X3. But yes, Seb thinks he's possibly
we know he's beaten him lots of times in practice or playing off events. You know, we know these guys playing each other. But you mentioned earlier Golf X3 qualifying in 4th seed. He doesn't care about that. He just wants to get here. If he gets here,
he wants to win, though.
He wants to win. Of course he does. He knows. Golf X3 knows if he just needs to get to the event, then everyone is going to be scared about playing him. And that's simply where he's earned that right by being this dominant. But Jay Smithers will be someone that's played him so much. He knows he can beat him. He's just got to do it in this knockout format right now. And Golf X3 fighting back here with a beautiful shot into the 9th hole. Jay Smithers now hit a very good shot in of his own, but it's 8 feet, but it's about as makeable as a putt. It may as well be 8 inches because it's very straight. It's hardly any movement on it. It's almost flat putt. This is as easy as it gets. He'll make this putt, I'm telling you now.
I think we're just going to see this matchup go all the way. I think it's going to be back and forth. Nothing's really going to separate either of these players. We're going to see excellent strokes, beautiful, beautiful shots. We're going to see the heartbeat moments throughout this matchup. So I don't think I get a little bit carried away all the time, but I don't think I should be getting carried away the fact that Jay Smithers is one up, because it really doesn't matter. He'll want to keep this lead, of course, but I think we'll see Golf X3 probably level it up at some point in the next couple of holes. To bring things back to as they started, because we can see that this means a lot. There's no talk going on whatsoever here. Both these guys are bringing their A game. They've got their game faces firmly in position. So we've got 2 semi-finals running at the same time. We've gone back to our second one now. F Magnets and Young 46. F Magnets right now. He's one up.
F Magnets one up, yeah. He's one up. He was 2 up.
He was 2 up.
He was 2 up.
Gone down.
He's pegged one back, because Jason, we know he's not going to go out without a fight.
No.
And he's not doing that. So F Mags now has a chance, though, to hit one in close here. He's going to have to do some good stuff in order to finish this one out. But we know he's got it. This one's just going to be an iron ball striking clinic here from F Mag. I'm expecting a very good shot here. These sort of mid-irons are the ones he's built a name off. No heartbeat moment. Maybe a slight missed time. May have done that intentionally, though. Bit of an interesting green here on the 5th at Chambers Bay. That bunker right in the middle of it. Not quite unique in the world, but quite unique in general, or quite different in general. Not too many greens have a bunker in the middle of them. If anything, it's sort of bit of a false front horseshoe, if we're honest. It's not quite. I'm trying to remember the golf course now that has that green literally in the middle of it on the PGA Tour. I'll have to check back on that one. But for now, young 46 is hitting in, and he has got himself a heartbeat moment.
Chill, stop.
Ridiculously good iron shot.
Ugh.
And it has rolled on. You can see the frustration from him. As we say earlier, it's not about how close. It's about what angle, really, they are going to putt in from.
So bad.
And he's not got it to the area he wanted. Little exhale of breath lets us know he's disappointed despite the heartbeat moment. So F Mags will be putting first. He's got a downhill breaker off the left-hand side. Going to take a look at this from the other angle now. This is the angle I like to line my putts up from. There is a green view, that button you can see there. The guys don't click that much. That gives you like an infrared view of the green. You can get a 360-degree angle, get any sort of line, any height, any trajectory of the putt. Really dial in. I like to use that sometimes. We don't see it used much on the eTour, I must be honest. So the guys prefer not to use that one themselves, but it's there if you need it. He's timed it great. Has he made it? Has F Mags made this long range putt? He timed it perfectly. Did he get the read right? He didn't, but it was ever so close. Ever so close. So now, an opportunity for young 46 to make a birdie, win back-to-back holes, and level the match up. Big chance here. These are the ones that you do need to take against a player like F Mags. We spoke earlier about how he will not give you too many chances, and when you get an opportunity, you have to take it.
And can he take it?
On its
Ooh,
way.
edge of my seat moment.
Oh,
Excellent
Coming.
stroke.
It's a bit heavy, is it? It's a bit heavy. He's played through the break and he knows it.
Oh. Should have timed out.
Oh, he's starting to get a bit stressed out as young 46.
Too easy.
Because he knows. He knows. He knows it. He said it himself. Should be all square. But he's not. He's not. He's one down.
So he stays as it started on this hole.
He's frustrated. And you say earlier, Rachel, he wears his heart on his
You can
sleeve.
see it.
But what you would never know is what Mags is thinking. Because he's got the stone cold killer image, whether he's 5 up or 5 down. He just goes about his business, does his thing. And that's why it's so hard to beat.
Yeah, okay.
Consistency.
Here we go. Back 9 for these two. Golf X3, Jay Smithers. Golf X3 is still 1 down. But like I said, I don't really think he'll be worried at the moment. Jay Smithers will be loving it. It's sitting though, not really giving anything away. Can't really see what he's thinking, feeling at the moment. He'll just be watching. Oh, okay. Got a timeout.
Has been used, Rach.
A warning, which maybe we're kind of seeing cracks. Maybe this is a sign of him just having to think a little bit more about what he's doing than we usually see of him. He usually just sails through.
He knows this. He
He's
knows,
quite quick usually, quite a quick
yeah,
player.
he's a very quick player. He just knows the importance of this match because not only is it obviously a semi-final, but he knows that if he were to lose this early in the season, that sets a tone. Everyone else in the entire eTour thinks, hello, if he's not winning again, that means I can do it as well. And these are the sort of putts that we do see. Oh, he's done it again. I was about to say, but when he needs a moment, we call him the Tiger Woods of the eTour. He wears the red shirt, but it's really because he does things like that. Because when he's under the cosh, when he needs to find a shot, much more often than not, he pulls it out of the bag. And you wouldn't have seen it, but he will be delighted about that. And that would have hurt Jay Smithers because he's been playing really, really well. And then Golf X3 goes and pulls something like that out and changes the complexity or the complexion of this match. Look at that. He's now gone a lasered one, almost in the centre line of the fairway. What a shot.
I love Golf X3's facial expressions as well. He always doesn't want to smile. He's like, I'm not going to smile. I'm really happy with my shot, but I don't want to give anything away. And we see that a lot from him, especially when he's playing against his mate, which they are. These two definitely are.
I
yeah,
almost
it's quite
wonder
funny.
whether there's a communication loss between them because it's very foreign for them not to be talking as much or as they usually do.
Yeah, they usually give each other pats on the back, don't they? Virtually,
Yeah,
of course.
I think maybe they're not quite connected up at this point. But we see their Golf X2, the youngest player, only 22 years old, but won 5 of 6 e-tournaments last year. Now the e-tour is basically his pension fund right now. It's just totting up and totting up. Quite incredible.
Yeah, and do you remember we got to witness those great scenes when his mum came and joined him
Amazing.
after he won in the final last year, or last season, I should say. It's actually earlier on this year. We actually had to play that final in January due to, obviously, the pandemic, which is still affecting so many of us. But yeah, great scenes there. I don't think his mum was particularly a fan of virtual golf before the season started, but then realised how much
Once those
it was
checks started
giving
rolling in.
her son. Yeah, I think she was very much on board. I think she was watching from the living room, cheering him on every step of the way, which is lovely to see.
That was a great moment. That really, really was a great moment.
I loved it. He was trying to give her a headphone. It's like, Mum, they're trying to speak to
Lean
you. Oh dear. It was great. Back for more this season. I'm sure his mum will be watching somewhere
I'm sure.
as well.
I think it is that same room he won in, actually.
think it possibly
it's the
was.
same location. So same shirt, same room,
Same
same results so
results.
far. Winning ways. He's got himself back to level in this one. Jay Smithers, though, is going to be a very tough opponent. And Golf X3, if he does manage to win this game, then we know for sure he really is back to mean business. That will be a far more telling result of where his game's at than maybe the first game. With all respect, of course, to Thunderbird, but as a newcomer to the tour, probably an expected result. 6-5 win, maybe a little bit more than we expected. However, this one will not be anywhere near that one-sided, as we're seeing so far.
No, it's going to be really even Stevens all the way through. Had a little lead earlier on, didn't he, Jay Smithers? Nothing to separate them at the moment. Golf X3, just doing a few adjustments, calculations.
Down the hill, has he got it? He's got it. When he's making them race, they're not just going in, they're going in dead centre, perfect weight.
I guess you do get on a roll a bit. We talked about Chef UF not having his rhythm in the quarterfinals. Golf X3 found his rhythm now, or never lost it.
Exactly. I mean, he's literally, it's the cliche thing to say, but he is picking up exactly where he left off here, and he's making these shorter putts from Jay Smithers feel a little bit longer than maybe they would otherwise, because he's having to make them to keep level in this game. But it looks like we're going to go and check out the other semi-final. Heard a little bit of exasperation from Young 46, and he is down in this match. 2F Magnets, and doesn't seem too thrilled about it, Rachel.
Well, he just can't seem to get a break, can he? And find anything to get back evens. He was 2 down earlier, which you saw. He kind of clawed back 1. But from how you watch him on screen, doesn't seem to have much luck. And we do see luck play a part of this game. We saw it a bit earlier when Golf X3 took on Thunderbird in the quarterfinal. We heard them say, but they played the same shot, the same calculations, but Thunderbird's shot didn't quite have the same trajectory, same path as Golf X3. So, you know, we do find, obviously, it's a game. There are fine margins. Things don't always go how they technically should do. So maybe Young 46 is having one of those days at the moment, but...
Well, I think, you know, Chef UF didn't play that... Well, he played well, but he didn't putt very well. Maybe sort of flattered a little bit Young 46 with that scoreline.
Maybe it wasn't a true reflection of...
I don't think it was a true reflection.
Yeah.
And I think, regardless of that strong result he got against a very good player in Chef UF, this is a different one because F Mags' B game is like most people's A game. We haven't seen him go on and win an event in the reformed eTour, but we know that he's never going to have a shocker. He's never going to have a shocker. Young 46, very different sort of player. He's obviously, his bad is still better than most people's good, but the difference between his B game and his A game is a lot bigger than F Mags, who's just a lot tighter, more consistent player. So yeah, he's hanging in there. He's hanging in there. Only 1 down. Still a lot of golf left in this one.
Yeah, and you never really know, I guess, how to read F Magnets either. He always plays his chances down. Again, he said coming into this one, I didn't expect to qualify. You always qualify. We've seen you at 4 out of the 6 tournaments last year. So why would you not be here? I don't always take, sorry F Magnets if you're listening,
He's a humble guy, isn't
what
he?
you say as truth because, yeah, you're modest, aren't you? So he said it's a nice surprise and he doesn't really know what to expect, but he's looking forward to
He
being
wants
back.
to win.
Oh.
F Mags wants to win. We know. We might not see the fist pumps we get from some of the other guys when he does win, but there is a competitor in there. You do not keep coming back this many years unless you love the thrill of the chase.
He's contradicting himself a bit. He said, you know, didn't really expect to be here, but then I'm not satisfied if I don't go to the final.
There you go. That says it all. That's what I want to hear from you, F Mags. I would love F Mags to win an event. I really would.
Yeah.
Because on the eTour, we hear from the community and we see when you go into the game, you look at the leaderboards, F Mags is #1 of everything. He's been around for the longest, won the most in-game events, won the most in-game prize money, etc., etc. But he's not won an eTour event. And the eTour is the future of WGT, not the past.
Yeah.
So I really want F Mags to get his name on an official eTour event. I know he may well consider that first one an event, which in fairness it is, but it's not, you know, Peyton wasn't playing, for example. You know, Young 46 wasn't playing. So he'll want one of these big ones, make no mistake about it.
And if he gets one of the big ones, I don't think at the moment we can call him the GOAT. People consider him the GOAT, but I'd say the GOAT is
Right now
Golf
there's
X3.
two goats in the field.
You
There's
can
two
only
goats
be
in
a
the
GOAT
field.
if you win an official.
This field ain't
eTour
big enough
title.
for both of those goats.
No.
There's only one goat allowed in the field.
quite a small pen.
It's a bit like the Ronaldo and Messi debate. You know, apart from most people right now, especially those who watch eTour, will only be saying that there is one goat.
Yeah.
And that is obviously
Golf
Golf
X3.
X3. But F Mags, I want to see if he's got a win in him. And he's off to the ideal start, winning his quarterfinal fairly convincingly, and up in the semi, approaching the turn.
Well, we were just talking about the GOATs of the game. We're going to jump back over to semi-final 1 and look at who I consider the
Like this one.
true GOAT as it stands. 5 wins out of 6 on the eTour, reigning champion, Golf X3, still all squared on the 13th with Jay Smithers. So we did see him go down one a little bit earlier in the front 9 to Jay Smithers. Jay Smithers, man in form, seeded #1, has to settle himself now because gone back to all squared. Won't be worried right at the moment. Still a long way to go in this game. But that's why these players like this as well. Instead of, don't know what happened there, like this. Went a bit, don't know where I went there. Different
Not sure
accent.
either.
But I like it because it's so fast compared to a regular round of golf, which can take up to like 4 or 5 hours. This they can play in half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Less if you win a game 6 and 5 like Golf
Yeah,
X3
well.
did earlier. I mean, that is, and also match play, great fun format. You know, the holes could be thick and fast, really sort of encourages explosive, aggressive golf. Can't do too much of that on this one. Over 600 yards, the 13th, par 5, into the wind today, so no chance of getting on in 2. This one I expect to be halved in birdies because they've both now got about 60 yards in. And they'll both put this within about 5 feet, and they'll probably both make the putt, unless one of them can hole it, or there's a mistake. And that is why we love the eTour, because what should happen on paper does not always materialise when you add in the pressure, the big prize money, the global audience watching at home. Golf X3, no heartbeat in for him here. It'll be close, no doubt, but just how close is it?
Ooh.
It's going to be about 10-12 feet, but that's a breaker off the left. He won't be thrilled with that. Jay Smithers now will be licking his lips because I would fully expect him to hit this one inside that, maybe a little shorter, maybe over to the right to leave a more makeable putt. This is an opportunity.
I'd love to see a hole in one. We only saw a couple last year, didn't we?
We did. We saw a couple. We
It's
also saw that
exciting.
fantastic hole out from F Mags. Was that against Young 46 in a game?
Oh, your memory's
Beat
better than
him
mine.
I think they played at Oakmont, was it? A great hole out from the fairway on the final hole. Incredible stuff to win the match. And here is the heartbeat from Jay Smithers. I thought it was an opportunity. He's taken it. Beautiful. Past the hole, just to the right. That's a great shot. And now it puts the pressure on Golf X3, who's
7
made...
foot though. Oh, it's okay, quite sloping.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. He's made a great putt earlier to win the hole that got him back to all square. He may need to make another one in order to stay that way.
I say it's tricky. Is it as tricky as it looks? Obviously, those
I
kind
think
of
it's tricky, yeah.
points are really rolling down the hill there, but
Yeah, it's tough because it's a shorter putt, so it's going to
Yeah.
be slow pace. So he can't really afford to do anything other than hit the perfect line here and then time it perfectly, or else the pace being so slow could make this miss by a way if he doesn't get it right. But he's as good as it gets, this guy, from these. So if anyone can make it, it's him. It's not, I'd say make percentage something like 60%. And he's using a
Okay.
timeout, but that's
Yeah.
what we saw him do last time. He used that timeout to take an extra moment to properly read the putt.
Think about what he's actually doing. He's moving it slightly, so he didn't have that same line on his first attempt. He's locked in a new line.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, he misdinged that quite intentionally, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's one of those putts, especially the breaking ones, you've got to rely an awful lot on feel. And he's done that, and that's very, very impressive, because Smithers would have thought he had a chance there.
Yeah.
And he's closed the door on him. I don't expect anything other than the hole, though. He's a very solid putter, is Jay Smithers. So, nicely done. Stays all square.
Nicely done indeed. Jay Smithers gave a little bit of a nod there to Golf X3 and just said, yeah, nice, like what you did there. We kind of said it as well. If you can see our reactions on camera, we're probably the same as the guys, giving a little bit of a nod to the players when they do a great shot. So here we go, joining semi-final number 2. We're still on the front 9. Young 46, you can see eyes down. Means he's thinking about which calculations to calculate, which shot to play. Where's he going to go with this one?
Well, the reason they're doing so much calculation on this hole is the 107 feet elevation drop. That is significantly downwind. The good news they've got is the wind is across, not down or into, because that would make it real havoc. Tucked pin, so they'll be doing lots and lots of maths right now. You can see he's going for almost like a 92-ish% swing here. Misdinged it to the right. He's hit it. He's done the calculations perfectly because this is going close. Great shot at a great time for young 46. It's getting better. It's getting better. Oh, what a golf shot. What a golf shot that is. It is helped by the fact this is a very tucked pin, but it is in a bit of a bowl. If you miss it slightly to the left, it does feed in a little bit, as we saw there. So he's played those contours, shown his experience very well there. F Mags now.
Gonna match it, isn't he?
He's well, I would expect right now, this is where F Mags comes to the fore because he's so good at getting these calculations right. These really, really difficult golf shots is where he comes to a fore. Where if he has a weakness is, or what lets him down a little, is on the greens. Because of the different format, the way the green slopes change is different to what he's got thousands and thousands of hours of muscle memory built in. So that's maybe where he doesn't make as many medium range putts as some of the guys. But these shots, where it's all about calculation, is where he's just absolutely brilliant. Have I jinxed him? No.
No.
He's done it again.
Because obviously the wind is coming in 12 to 14 miles per hour there. So he knew just to
actually
ding
got
it
it
slightly to the left of the ding bar. Is that what we call it?
That is what we're going to call it, the ding bar.
The ding
He
bar.
has missed that, I would imagine, potentially
Yeah.
intentionally, which means the ball will miss to the left, but the wind was coming off the left. So he's sort of using that wind almost as a bit of a parachute on the ball to come in soft, hit that slope, and roll towards the green. And I would imagine this hole is going to be halved in birdies, to be honest.
Excellent. From F Mags. Young 46 will not miss this one. He can't miss it, basically.
No. Solid. Very solid indeed.
Tense moments on the eTour.
Yeah, it was a bit tense all of a sudden there. So he's one down, young 46, or F Mags is one up through 9 holes. And we go to the 10th. And it looks like we're going to catch up with our other semi-final now, in which we can see it's still all square. And we have a birdie putt for Golf X3. We can see Jay Smithers' ball. Is that a birdie putt of his own? Did he hit it in that close, or is that a par putt? If that is a par putt, it means this is a putt to win the hole and get ahead in this semi-final for the first time. He doesn't miss, Rach. He doesn't miss. He's made the birdie. He has won the hole. Jay Smithers was only able to get a par there. So Golf X3 has got himself ahead.
Okay. Okay. I still don't think Jay Smithers should worry at this moment in time. He's been up. Maybe it's nicer to be slightly on the back foot. Okay, we're in the 15th though. Maybe not. I'm talking complete nonsense. This is where they should be worried.
Well,
Golf X3 is sneaking ahead when it matters though, Seb.
It is. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think anyone's going to pull away from it here. I really do feel like Jay Smithers is going to still have a chance in this match. He's going to get himself. He'll have an opportunity before this match is over to get back in this game. And I believe, Rach, that hole I mentioned to you earlier with the interesting pin position at the bottom of a ridge, I think this is that hole. I just want to check this approach shot. If the pin is in the same position as when I last tried to qualify for the eTour, I think this is it. I believe this pin is on a ridge where if they go just past it, it will come all the way back down nicely. It's an opportunity. It is this hole. This is the hole, and I think that is the same pin. So they can fire this one past it, and it will spin all the way back down. But if they go too far long and they go onto the back of the green, to up and down in two is going to be very, very difficult. This is a fun shot to play. I used to look forward to this shot. Out to the left, the wind's going to play it in. They will want to miss short though, so they could be really aggressive here and try and just stop it short of the hole and have an uphill putt, or they can go past it and spin it back. Let's see. He's got a heartbeat, so whatever he's done, it's going to work.
Could you ever par this? Did you par?
Oh, look at this golf shot. He's nearly holed it.
perfect.
I mean, he's gone for the latter, I said there. He's not interested in the hole. You can see that slope behind the green there. They're not bothered one bit. It's just target golf there from Golf X3. Absolutely fantastic golf. Look at it. The ball's still moving. You can see the slope.
Slightly moving.
The severity of that green. The ball took a long time to come to rest there. But these guys are coming in with a short enough shot. They're coming in with 7 irons, even uphill into the wind. That does mean they can hit it in high enough, so they can play that aggressive line. I was never confident enough that I could get it to stop between the bunker and the pin. So I would always try and let it hit that bank and roll back. And that's the difference right there. I was playing just to hit the green. These guys are playing to hit it to a certain inch of the hole.
So Golf X3, will he watch what Jay Smithers has done? He's done it many a time before, I'm sure. No, took his time. Didn't want to hit that one. Here we go again.
He's got a heartbeat as well, and it looks as though he's done the same as Jay Smithers, just peppered it straight at the flag. These guys are too good to need to use any backstops, Rach. They're not interested in hitting that slope. They are just going straight at it every single time. You love to see it.
Is it hard though from here just to put it in, even at 6 foot?
Not for these guys.
No.
I mean, this is not an easy, but you can see the slope.
Sloping,
You can see how much it is here. Basically, what this means is, the ball's going to be moving that much. Their line's got to be good. They've got to get their line and their read correct, but they've got to time it exactly where they intend to time it. Because if they miss it by the tiniest bit, it'll miss. It sounds obvious, but often you'll get a bit of an angle for error where there's less slope. With these slopey ones, you've got to be bang on.
Is he bang on? Oh,
he's
no!
not! First chink in the armour of the new series of the eTour. Golf X3 misses a short mid-range one, and now Jay Smithers has this 2-foot putt to go all square with only 3 holes to go.
Exciting, hey? This is why we like it,
This
right?
is why we love the eTour. There is no such thing as a script.
Oh,
Big moment now.
squared. Jay Smithers back where he wants to be.
That slope
On the 60.
didn't come into effect like I thought it would, but it did come into effect
Okay.
in the end.
3 holes left to go. Come on, predict it right now.
I can't. I honestly cannot tell you right now. I mean, I've got this feeling Jay Smith is going to do it, you know. I honestly think right now the guys are both going to play lights out. It's going to come down to a moment of magic. I don't think there's going to be another mistake here. I think these guys are dialed in. I think someone is going to have to come up with a moment of magic. This one could easily be going to a playoff
I was
race.
going to say, playoff, I think we're looking likely on this, aren't we?
I think we are.
We could be here all night.
These two could never find anything between them. Such is the standard these two are playing at.
I think if that is the case, we'll have to go, guys, you have to do rock, paper, scissors. We need a finalist.
we need a way here.
Oh, dear.
2 great shots in. As I say, we never really see these guys struggling to hit the fairway. The only thing sometimes on some of the pins is playing for position, have a really particular shot in. This one is not too difficult a pin to get to. It's sort of towards the back of the green. The wind is helping this one come over that right bunker and get in fairly close. This is pretty much target golf here for these guys. I would anticipate one, if not both of these guys, to get a heartbeat moment here and set up more birdies. I think right now, whoever doesn't, I mean, it sounds obvious, right? But I think we're going to see majority birdies from here on in to finish this round out. There is a par 3.
We've got to, right?
There is a par 3 coming up. That's a really tricky pin, where it used to be for me. I think these guys could, again, make me look silly. But this one's not too difficult. It's the last 2 that can get challenging.
Beautiful shot. Okay, Jay Smithers matching Golf X3's shot for shot in this matchup, like we thought coming into it. Great mates in the game. Jay Smithers was seeded first and Golf X3 was seeded fourth. Coming in here, so I'm putting quite a lot of backspin on that one is Jay Smithers. Slight bit of wind.
Every shot now just has so much importance because, you know, anything but birdie and you can feel like you might be losing the match now. And they've both hit in really nice shots here, but they're both in that mid-range where they're no gimmies. Especially now, the blood flow, the heart rate has just gone up that little bit more. And now, everything just means that much more to these guys. We've now got a nice split screen for you guys now because we are at the business end of both matches really here. But we're going to stay with this Golf X3 part.
Yeah, we're going to just, everyone can just have a see if they want to.
I'm going to focus on the
You
Golf
can
X3
focus on that,
right
I'm going to have a look at the other one for the time being.
You go on that one. I'm on Golf X3 right now because this is a big putt here. Because if this goes in, it puts huge pressure.
Yeah,
These are the sort of ones where he normally makes these. He normally just makes a statement with these sort of putts. It's like he goes into a special trance in these big moments. Can he do it again? He does it again. He's an animal. He's an animal. And now what would have been a more simpler putt for his opponent, Jay Smithers, is now harder because of the timing of it. He's now said, you've got to make this.
Yeah, he's going to make it.
Down.
He's in form. He's the informed player according to all the other players. So, Young, but then on the other side of things, look, literally, Young 46 there, putting his head down, putting his hands to his head, saying, I can't believe I've just let F Magnets go 2 up.
Yeah, that's big in the other game. We're going to come back to it because this could be a massive putt here. It is a very straightforward one, I will say it, but this is a big moment. It's almost a must-make at this stage. I mean, not even a shred of doubt. That was a very confident middle of the hole putt. That is an indication that Jay Smithers means business this year.
He looks more confident.
He looks mean.
I don't know if it's... He's grown a beard. He's grown a long beard, lockdown beard. But maybe we said, oh, maybe they can't speak to each other. I actually think he doesn't want to speak this time. His really kind of cheerful, I don't really care, relaxed persona has maybe just been put to the side this season, and he's actually, you know, thinking about it a bit more. We know he's got, is it 5 children?
Yeah,
he's got
a lot of mouths to feed.
He's got a lot of mouths to feed. He needs the prize money, which comes with winning these events. So maybe his wife said, you go out there this time and you be serious about this.
Get it done. Well, he looks the part right now.
He does.
And he's going to be hitting first into this 17th. This is one I used to really struggle with. This pin location, I'd often find myself long in one of those bunkers, struggling for par. Not these guys. Straight at the pin and getting better, but that's no gimme putt. That's no gimme putt there.
Exactly.
This is a big opportunity for Golf X3 to get inside that.
Well, he's going to do that. I would think nothing else is going to happen here than him make a similar, if not better, shot than old Jay Smithers has just done.
Another one of those moments where Peyton can step up and send a message. He always turns it on when he needs to. The flag's out, and look at this, all over the hole. But most importantly, Rach, he's left it uphill. That will be a significantly easier putt for him to make than Jay Smithers. Jay Smithers has to expect Peyton's going to make that putt, which means if he doesn't want to go up the last, behind in the match, this one has to drop.
Well, this could be the moment of the match then. The most crucial putt that Jay Smithers has got to make, because Seb's the expert. He reckons Golf X3's got the easier line then on his hopefully final putt. So what can Jay Smithers do?
These are the ones that always impress me so much, because, you know, you're looking at that, you think he's aiming so far out there. But, you know, these guys know these greens so well. They know the pace and everything. I would not be surprised to see a timeout here, potentially. We're going to get a look at the other game as well. And I think F Magnets may well have a putt to win his match and get into the final. And Jay Smithers does use a timeout. F Mags will lag this one up close. Jason with a putt. It looks like they're going to halve it. Meanwhile, Jay Smithers has to make this one to keep the heat on Golf X3. Great to see the action. Hard to keep on both. You can't keep your eye off either of these games. Such is the excitement. Hope you guys are enjoying this at home, watching both happen concurrently.
Well, Young 46 is shaking his head as if to say
He's not happy, is he?
not happy with my performance.
Big putt. Jay Smithers
Jay
has it got
Smithers
in?
fist pumping.
That's a
Yes.
moment. That is a moment we will remember for the rest of this season. Whatever happens in that game, he is fighting to the end, Jay Smithers. Very impressive performance.
F-Mag's birdied it, so that stays as it was. I think Young 46 is still 2 down. They're still got a bit of way to go. I think they're on the 13th now. This is the match we need to stay with. Okay, Golf X3. You said it's easier. I hope it is.
I mean, look at it. There's a
taking it-
serious standard happening right now in this semi-final between Golf X3 and Jay Smithers. We said this could be the final within the final. They're living up to that billing right now. They're both looking period. Only one mistake, really, and that was a small missed putt from Golf X3, which we didn't see happening. We now go down the 18th hole.
It's not going to
all
finish here.
Square. I can't see it finishing
It's
here,
never
Rach.
gonna
This is a
finish it.
tough par 4. It's an elevated green. The fairway's very, very narrow. I don't see that being the problem here. The guys are going to play for position. They'll smack it down the right-hand side, let the wind nudge it back towards that centre line. If anything, to the left-hand side, the lighter of the green parts of the fairway, which will slightly improve their line in to this back right pin location. And that is job done from Jay Smithers. Golf X3 now. He wastes no time, does he? He does not mess about, this lad.
He's a fast player.
Bangs it down there. The wind is coming back. He's going to have a slightly even better line, I think. Oh, no, actually, no. He's going to hit it further. But it's on the, it's literally as centre cup as you can get on that fairway. Quite impressive. These two, this is a really, really high standard match here. I'd love to know what these both are gross to par. It'll be significantly under par. Really strong match. And I can easily see this being halved in birdies again, and they go to a playoff. Tell you what now, if you par this hole, you're going home. I'm pretty sure someone's going to birdie it.
Who's on? Okay, so it's Jay Smithers with his shot. And I'm probably imagining we're going to have a couple of timeouts, possibly on this one. They're just going to take all the time because it could end here, or we could be continuing for a few more holes to come.
It's getting to that point now. If not on the fairway, certainly on the green. It could be someone needs to take every bit of time they've got. Now that is a great shot. Look at that heartbeat moment from Jay Smithers. That is sending a message just when he needed to. What a golf shot. And
Wow.
there is. That's as good as a guaranteed birdie as you can get on the eTour, which now means from 113 yards, Golf X3 has to up and down, Rach, or else he's out. Or else he's out.
He's not going out. You watch. He's responding.
Oh, he'll respond.
He's responding. Jay Smithers is hoping that he doesn't. Of course, he's going, please don't. But what are we going to see here?
I think we're going to see
Flagstick
heartbeat,
move.
aren't we?
Of course.
Of course we are. Heartbeat moment. And this one is headed. Oh, hang on.
Ooh,
Hang on.
that's what we saw, didn't we, in his quarter-final with Thunderbird. Doesn't always go the same, even when the calculations are the same.
That was unexpected, because that was a generous heartbeat, because that's nearly 9 feet away and a breaking putt. And we've seen him make these moments. When he needs to make these moments, he often comes up good, but this time he has to, or else he's gone.
It's not.
'Cause there's no way Smithers misses that.
There's going to be no problems here still. Actually, it's moving quite a lot, isn't it?
I mean, with a
From
guy
right
of his,
to left
I'm
there.
giving him a 60% chance of making this. I expect him to, but it's not guaranteed.
Okay, you're being too harsh.
I think we're going to see a timeout here, Rach.
Yeah.
I think he's going to take
15
his
seconds
moment.
on the clock.
I think there's no way he puts this within the next 15 seconds. I think he's having a real good think about this one.
Yeah.
He will
Oh,
time
no.
out. I think he's going to time out it.
He's going to 3-2. Yeah, he's going to leave it.
Sensible play, showing despite his younger years, he is a very experienced player. 2 timeouts remaining. Used them to great effect thus far in this semi-final.
He's talking. I'm not sure who he's talking to or if he's talking to himself.
That music in the background, adding to the drama.
It does, doesn't it?
He is dialing in. If he wants another title, this has got to drop. It's like a machine.
I genuinely thought I wasn't going to go in.
He's a putting robot, Rachel. He's a putting robot.
He's
That is
programmed
just brilliant.
to the hole.
Absolutely sensational putt. Under all sorts of pressure, Golf X3. Jay Smithers now taps his in, and we called it earlier. We're going to a playoff. Bethpage, these two, not an inch can separate them. Incredible stuff here. Whereas we're looking to get an update here, but we've heard a bit of frustration from young 46. It looks as though he's not happy with how it's going.
We're going to have a replay of how things have been going down. F-Mags just won another hole. 3 up now. Let's have a quick reminder of how that happened. This is it.
Young 46 has missed that one, which meant this putt, which is no gimme, down the hill, nicely done. That yellow ball matching his shirt. F-Mags with a birdie to go 3 up.
So,
there you
how
go.
stressed out is young 46 feeling right now in the semi-final? But we're going back to this one where I don't know how high the stress levels are going to be, because these guys, it's just the same thing that we keep seeing. These are so evenly matched in terms of play, in terms of, I'm going to say personalities, how much we've seen them on the eTour. We see them week in, week out, don't we? I don't know how they're going to be separated. Just one glitch, one mistake, I don't know.
Well, this is only 114 yards out. I mean, actually, if I'm honest, Jay Smithers has only just hit the fairway here. It is a tough one to hit. They sort of whack it over the corner here, let it come back to the fairway. He's got a nice angle in, though. A couple of inches to the right. He'd have been hitting out of the rough, make this shot a little bit harder, but he hasn't. I'm expecting, like we saw on the 18th, 2 heartbeat moments, 2 good looks at birdie. And here's the first one. How close is it, though? How close is it? It is pretty damn close, and it is a nice, makeable one as well. And once again, Jay Smithers is doing everything he needs to do. He's hitting them in close, and he's putting the pressure on Golf X3. The problem for him is, it's Golf X3, and he can not only handle the pressure, but he's able to deliver it himself. So once again, though, he's coming up with the answers, but he's got to do it again here.
Yeah, I've got to keep being consistent. It's just when somebody has a lapse in concentration, that's when the mistakes happen. They get a bit too confident about their play and take their kind of eye off the ball, quite literally, for a moment. But that is a shot from Golf X3. Beautiful shot. It
About
tells
that
us
time,
on the
he's got the
screen.
kick in birdie, which now Smithers has got not a tough putt, however, not an easy one, but one I very much, he's not wasting any time over this. Don't overthink it. Line it up, off the right-hand side, pull the trigger, back of the cup, birdie. Birdie going to be to Golf X3. We're going to go to a second playoff hole, and we could be here a while.
We could be here a while. Guys, go and get a cup of tea. Go and settle in, because you might be here for a while.
We're going to switch back over to our other semi-final here and just see, because this one could be coming towards the end now with a strong lead for F-Mags. He's got a birdie putt though. Young 46 has missed it.
Again.
Young 46 has missed it. He's saying good game, it's 4 up, but it's not actually over, it's Dormy. So he's 4 up with 4 to play, which means it's inevitable now. Jason would have to win every single hole remaining in order to survive. So it's not over, but looking tough.
But this is what we see, don't we? We see this all the time from young 46. The wheels just fall off. I don't know why it happens. He seems to just, when he goes down at all, he can't really get himself back. That's what kind of happens more often, doesn't it? I don't really know.
We
Can
see
you sort
it
out his
more, don't we?
mentality a little bit?
We see it more because he's very vocal. We never know. The guys might be feeling the same way as him, but he lets us know it, which, you know, I think it's great to hear that as a spectator watching. It's great to feel what the players are playing, but if you're playing against him, you know you've got him, don't you? You know you've got him. When he's being that frustrated, you know you've got him just where you want him. So I think, especially a player like F-Mags, it just helps him keep level out, and I very much expect him just to see that one out now on the other hole. But meanwhile, we're on the playoff here, the second playoff hole, hole 20 of this match, on the difficult second at Bethpage, but not as difficult when you smash the ball down there as far as these guys have off the tee.
Yeah, we're obviously back with these guys they're going to be here all night. Yeah, I'm just looking though back at the other matchup we were just talking about with young 46. He just wants to win, and I don't know what we're going to say to him afterwards when, you know, first competition of the season, and he hasn't lived up to his performance standards. It's hard to take, but okay, let's go back to this.
Tough, isn't it, when you got to a semi-final out of all these thousands of
Yeah.
people that take part and you're disappointed. Such is the standard he set to himself. But I think, you know, he'll be reflective of this, and he's played very well, but he hasn't played as well as he can play. And I think you can't expect too much else at this eTour with the level of players we've got now. If you're anything but on your A game, you're going to find it difficult to progress all the way to the final. So, Jay Smithers, very happy with that one, was asking, I think, to go in the hole. He's followed the good shot of Golf X3 and with a beautiful shot of his own. These guys are being asked to exchange blows on the greens here, but you know they are making. But I think this is maybe 4 or 5 birdies in a row for both of the guys. They're halving holes in birdies all over the place. It's quite literally incredible standard.
Oh, it's excellent all the time. Yeah, great big inhale there for Golf X3. He's like, when is this going to end as well? Who's going to have a mistake first? No one right now. Going again. We're keeping going.
It's basically the first one to par is going to lose, I think, in that game. It's quite incredible.
I love when you say that. First one to par. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it?
Right, now this is a tough one, Rach.
Okay.
This is a tough par 3. 240 yards, downhill, wind off the left, back pin left location. Back left pin location. Get my words out. Very tricky shot, but I've said that a few times, and these guys have made me look a little silly. I would often hit this one long right, and from long right, I would then struggle to get up and down, and I'd drop a shot, if not 2 on this hole. But that's me. These guys are a bit better. Don't know if you noticed, but look how far left he's aiming that to allow for the wind. It's going to go right over that tree. Up
Slightly.
into
Do
the
you think
high.
that was intentionally
Oh yeah,
mistinged?
I think possibly I think so, to use the
Because
wind.
it's
I think,
slightly,
yeah.
slightly on the left.
But look at it. This is one that is just really tough to get that close on, Rach, to be honest. So that is not going to be more than best case a 50-50 putt. So if Golf X3 can put one in close, we may have the first genuine opportunity for one of these guys to get themselves into the final.
So this could be it. This could
Opportunity
be
here.
the deciding hole. Par 3. Hole 21.
Crazy. Here we go. Aim that to the left. Maybe not going to aim as far left as Jay Smithers did. Maybe he's learned a bit by going second here. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. He's looked to the heavens, but there's not a huge amount not to like. It's a little bit short. You can see tough hole. We're going to have a putt off. I'm going to say it now. I think if one of these goes in, it's going to count. I don't see them both making this one. Although it isn't that breaking.
But 23 foot.
23-foot putt.
That's a long putt, Seb.
It is a long putt in any case, but look how straight it is. This particular putt from Jay Smithers, just seeing that line on it, I'm actually going to say
It's not moving.
I think he's going to
Hardly
make
at
it.
all.
I think he'll make this putt.
I think I could even make this putt.
Well,
Do you want to see me try?
Yeah, we'll set this one up.
After this, we'll see this.
Go on Beth's page, we'll set this putt up and see if you can do it. But to be fair, we might see a timeout here. We might see a timeout here because this is a big one.
Keep running the clock down. They are indeed going to do that.
It is going to be a timeout. Sensibly played from Jay Smithers. I'll be honest, not the sort of putt I think in any other circumstance we'd see him taking a timeout on, purely because he wants to be 100% confident in what he's doing. He wants to be absolutely on the money because it's a real opportunity. We know that Golf X3 is in closer, but we don't yet have a look at his line. This one is very, very makeable despite the distance. He's just tweaking that line, taking a little less break on it. He's timed it perfectly. Did he get the right read? If he did, it's in. Oh, he knew it. He knew it. I thought it was going to miss left, and it leaped back towards the hole. Massive putt for Golf X3 for Jay Smithers, which means now Golf X3 once again has to make it to continue in this game. We know he's done this time and time again, not just today, but in other events. When he needs to come up with that golden moment, he's often done it. This is Itfim.
Slightly less. Looks obviously coming from a slightly different angle. Looks like it's moving a little bit more. Does that look like it seems to be the case?
It is, but again, I'll be honest, I'm expecting him to make it. Not just because it's him, but when the break is this little and it's not anything crazy downhill, as long as they time it right, it's pretty much going to go in, Rach. As long as he times it excellent, I think it'll be in. I do. I don't see it missing. But it has! But it has! Golf X3 has been defeated! Jay Smithers advances to the final. Incredible scenes, Rachel.
I literally had to hold the chair and you there because I wasn't quite sure what I just witnessed. We can talk to Jay Smithers. Man of the moment. Just defeated your very good pal, Golf X3, Jay Smithers. Great to see you back for season 2. You're into the final.
Thank you.
Oh, cool, calm, collected. We're only going to get a thank you. How was that matchup? You just defeated there Golf X3, the reigning champion, but everyone is saying that you are the man to beat. You're the man on form. Do you feel like that right now?
I'm playing pretty dang good right now, and I mean, that was a crazy match. Knowing Bethpage, I kind of had a feeling it was going to be crazy. We played 21 holes. I was 19 under. He was 18 under. So it was a crazy birdie fest, but we knew that was coming. So definitely feel good now.
The standard was absolutely incredible. You're clearly playing, some of the WGT of your life. What's different for you this year round? We've got see the new beard, the new look. You look like you've got a new steely focus. What are you approaching differently this year than you did last year?
I think last year I was just happy to be here. This year I'll be happy when I win. So that's kind of the change in the mental aspect of it.
I like it. Well, you look like you're knowing exactly what you're doing right now. Incredibly impressive today. That standard was amazing. Congratulations. Good luck in the final.
Thank you.
Oh, great to hear. He's
Great to hear.
really working
He
on his
means business.
mental focus. But let's chat to Golf X3 right now. Golf X3, Peyton, commiserations. Going out, though, to your great mate, Jay Smithers.
Yeah, that was a really good round. I think we both shot 16 through 18 holes, so it was tight the whole way. That last hole kind of screwed both of us. Both of our balls just flew straight left, and he just made his putt and I didn't make mine, so it's a close match, really good.
I'm sure you're never happy to go out, but to go out not only to your friend in Jay Smithers, who's probably deserving of his chance at a title, but also when you've played as well as you have, you can't really have too many regrets there, can you?
No, I can't have too many regrets. I made some good putts. I left 2 shots out there, but pretty good overall round. You can't be mad about it.
How do you think your mum is being this year? Obviously she was a big supporter of you in the final. Is she supporting you again right now? I'm sure all the family behind you once again. A long season left on the eTour. How are the family responding?
Yeah, my mom's probably downstairs right now watching. She probably just now saw that I lost, so she's I think I heard a big like a sigh or something. She must have saw my putt.
Oh, no. But Golf X3, does that make you even more determined to bounce back, get a few more hours under your belt and come back ready and raring to go for round 2?
Yeah, it was super motivating. Like I said, I played really great this round. Josh was probably the only one who was going to beat me there, to be honest. So can't look down. Played great. So looking forward to the future events.
Well, I hope you're watching your good mate, Jay Smithers. He's up against F Mags in this final. We hope you're going to watch from home, and we can't wait to see you at another event on the eTour in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. There we go. I love talking to the guys. Just getting a little bit of an insight into how they are feeling, and you don't get too much still from Golf X3, but didn't do anything wrong, really. It just
I mean,
tight margins there.
He'll be gutted right now, and you can tell in
Yeah,
his
you can
sense
tell.
he's gutted. But when he does take a moment to reflect, he'll realise he's played probably better than he played some of the events he won last year. How high the standard was in that match, we can't even explain. The scoring, 16 under through 18 is absolutely ridiculous. Like, you know, just magical stuff. But he will recover from this. But Rach, I'm excited. You know why? We're going to have a first-time winner.
I know.
On the new format eTour, we're going to have a first-time winner. It's going to be Jay Smithers or F Mags.
Well, let's have a look at who is in that final. I'm sure you guys know, but Jay Smithers, here we go. He is taking on F Magnets. This is massive, isn't it? I mean, F Mags, he's only made it to one final. That was the Scandinavian mix. Guess who he lost to? Golf X3. Jay Smithers, he got to the final in Abu Dhabi. Guess who he lost to? Oh, Golf X3.
There's a theme here.
There's a pattern going, but these two, they have never played each other in a final. So it's a new final. Jay Smithers, F Magnets. Predictions, please. Seb, where are we going? Can you predict?
I said to you before that last match was a final within the final. It played out that way. I'm going to stick to it. It's very close. I think F Mags is gonna be a solid competitor. I think he's brilliant, but I think Jay Smithers, just talking to him there, he's got a whole nother level. He's got that mindset, a killer instinct. My money is on Jay Smithers.
I love that. What's changed? Well, last year I was playing for fun. This year I'm playing to win. We love that. It's literally killer instinct. He's going in there. He's going in for the win. F Magnets has got to watch out because Jay Smithers is coming for him. F Mags, yeah, just defeated Young 46 and in quite some style. It was actually halved on the 15th and I think he was 4 up in the end. It ended. So quite a dominating victory. But we saw Golf X3 with a dominating victory in his first quarterfinals and it didn't really matter anything to what happened in the semi-final there. So I can't wait to get into this one.
It's going to be amazing. I mean, I think the guys have all sat back and seen how much money Pater won last year. And I think they all play this game a lot, right? But like you said, maybe they play it for a bit of fun. Or maybe we can win some money. Maybe it's quite cool, all new eTour. This year, they're like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to win some serious cash, play in some amazing events, meet some great people, travel around the world, hopefully, later in the year. I think they're taking this a bit more serious this year. And they took it serious last time. Things are up a notch on the eTour this year, Rach. I'm feeling it.
Well, I think your game face should be on now. My game face is on now because we're about to see who is going to walk away with 5,000 points, $5,000 and be crowned the 2021 Portugal Masters champion. Let's get into this. It's the final, the first final of the season. I can't wait for it.
The European eTour features 6 esports events consisting of 5 regular tournaments throughout the season and then concluding in the ultimate showdown, the global finals. The players must be at the top of their game for the entire season if they want to have a share of the $100,000 prize pool. Hundreds of thousands of players will try to qualify for the 5 eTour events, but there are only 8 spots available at each tournament. At each event, players have the chance to earn points for the race to the global finals ranking. By the end of the season, the 8 players with the most points on the race to the global finals ranking will qualify for the global finals. At the season finale, we will find the European eTour champion and the winner of the lion's share of the $100,000. May the best e-golfer win.
I love that last line. May the best e-golfer win. Well, the best e-golfer is going to be out of Jay Smithers and F Magnets. We are no longer going to have Golf X3 on the title. I wish actually they were here in person so we could really see the reaction from Jay Smithers because he was so excited to be at the first event in Abu Dhabi. Wasn't it the first time he'd been out of America?
I think it might have been actually, and it's also going to be the first time we've got a final without Golf X3. Actually, the one he didn't win, he did lose in the final. So a lot of firsts happening today on the eTour.
Were you really impressed with how he was putting on the greens?
I mean, you mean Jay Smithers
Yeah.
or Golf X3? I mean, they both played literally as good as they could play. It came down to fine margins. If he keeps anything like that form up, even a player as experienced as F Mags is, it's going to be very tough to beat Jay Smithers, I think.
He is indeed. But the reason I asked you about was he good at putting because we're about to see the best putts from season 1 on the eTour. Seb, you should keep up with where I'm going. Okay, here are the best putts from season 1 of the European eTour.
He's going to have to make this putt. It's on its way. Birchie, has he got it? I do not believe it.
I do not believe it. Birchie, you've got yourself a new fan in me, mate. What entertainment and drama here. Ishimi's is hitting in first here. Down and windy off the right-hand side. It's coming back, you know, and wow. Could that be the move he's going to make just at the right time here? Let me tell you, it's piqued Peyton's interest.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
I've got no words. He judged it to absolute perfection. I was speechless watching that ball go in. That, for me, is the putt of the tournament. Now, this 15-foot putt has just got that little bit trickier. But it's not a problem for a man of his calibre.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous on that putt.
Can he time it? He's gone for a late ding. Has he got it? That is a massive putt from Jay Smithers. Got to get the timing and the line absolutely perfect. But you know what, Rach? Oh, yes, he has. He has done it. Whoa, that's a heck of a putt. It's all about timing and getting that pace and line bang on. Can Birchie do it? It's a must make. And you know what, Rach? He has done it brilliantly. Yeah, I don't think he can be really disappointed with how he's playing. He's just being outplayed.
That's beautiful.
Well played, Birchie. Double breaker. Doesn't even want to let Peyton have a chance at his putt if he can avoid it. It's on its way. Is it going to stay up? It is, you know. Well played, Sebi. On its way. I don't think it's high enough. He's coming back, though. Roll out for me. Whoa! This is what Tiger Woods does in the red. Make putts like this, Rachel. If he makes this, then I'm going to call him the Tiger Woods of WGT. Oh, he hasn't, has he? Oh, he hasn't.
Yes.
Tiger. Take a seat on your throne, my boy.
28 feet. Look how far left he's aiming.
Nice.
Huge putt right there.
Wow.
Great job.
That was phenomenal. This could be the putt that can send him level if he can make it. On its way. Huge break. Bending towards the hole. Has he done it? Oh, let's go, he says. Let's go indeed. Has got a mid-range putt of his own, but it is uphill. Can he make this one? Will be a real great one if he can. Oh, that's what you call a big bird. Effort expended early on against Peyton. Be a must make already, Rach. Because Peyton, I tell you what a putt this is. Oh my goodness. That's a phenomenal putt.
Wait, you know, they were nicely done.
Oh,
Eagle
great
there.
putt.
Walk of Life has this beast of a 50-footer. Dinners are going to be close. Such is the distance this one. It's on a good line, Rach. Is he going to hold it? Oh, wow. Wow, we were. We said he was growing into the tournament. Wow, that's a way to do it.
I'm going to clap, because for me, that was a bit of a trip down memory lane as well. I kind of forgot quite a lot of the players that we saw on Season 1. There were so many brilliant personalities there, weren't there, Seb? And brilliant putts.
They really were. Some amazing putts there. Some great reactions from us as well. But yeah, what a great season we had. And what a start we've had to this one. I'm so excited for where this season's going to end up now.
Yeah, just watching that makes me super excited about this, our first final of the season. Let's just quickly remind ourselves of who has made it all the way into this final of the Portugal Masters. There we see it on the screen. Jay Smithers taking on F. Magnus, an American going up against a British. So we really should be quite patriotic here and be backing F. Magnus, but we don't really know where we're going to go. We're kind of saying Jay Smithers is the one that everybody is tipping. Jay Smithers, of course, been around all over the place last season, making it through to quite a lot of finals. Let's just have a little look at his player profile right now and just remind ourselves of what a player Jay Smithers is. Here we go. Oh, F. Magnus first, my bad. 44 years of age. Been playing for years as this guy. We said it. GOAT on the scene. Is he going to reaffirm himself as the actual GOAT, Seb?
Well, if he's going to do that now, he's got to beat a man who's playing in phenomenal form. He'd probably rather play Jay Smithers than Golf X3, but that might be misguided on the current form. He's going to be a solid player, not going to make too many mistakes. He's not probably going to go and shoot 16 under like Jay Smithers did. So if Jay Smithers plays like he did before, he's going to be the favourite.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can talk to F. Magnus now. I think he joins us probably from Brazil, like he did quite a lot last season. F. Magnus, hi. We hope you can hear us. Congratulations, you're in the final. I'm going to say this because you said in your preview notes that you didn't even expect to qualify for this tournament. So how does it feel to already be in the first final of eTour Series 2?
Oh, hello, Rachel. Nice to hear from you.
Hello.
It's quite a pleasant surprise to be here, really. I didn't entirely expect to be making any of the eTour tournaments this year. didn't know if I'd be able to qualify even for any of them in this new version of the game, because I'm not playing that well at it. So
Okay.
Every match so far has been a bonus.
Why do you think you're playing so well then?
Don't know. I'm not sure I am playing that well, actually. The first match I got lucky. The second match, it was just Young missed about 6 or 7 putts they would never usually miss. So I should have been losing that one by 2 or 3 and ended up winning it by a big margin. So I don't think it's entirely down to me.
Well, F Magnets, you're in the final. Anything can happen. We hope luck stays firmly on your side. Have a great match.
Me too. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, see, love chatting to him.
Guy, isn't he?
He's just so humble. He's like, I don't think I'm playing that well. Clearly, F Magnets, Chris, don't play yourself down. You are. Okay. So let's have a little look at who he is playing up against. Jay Smithers, the man of the moment, which is what all the players are saying. Talk us through how good this guy
he's
is.
coming as seeded 1. We said earlier on the programme, a lot of the other players were talking his chances up. When I saw that look in his eye in our little interview there, you know, he'd just beaten Golf X3. You'd like to think it'd be more than excusable for any player to be very excited to have got such a big scalp. He didn't even blink. He has come for the big prize. And on the form he's playing, F Mags, you know, fair play to him. He's been very humble, but I can't see past this man right now with that mindset.
No, exactly. Well, let's get a quick word from him right now before we go into this final. Jay Smithers, we're going to have a quick word with you. I know you're kind of getting ready and raring to go, but what would it mean to win the first title of the season and really establish yourself as a big contender on the tour this season?
I think it would be, just the ideal start, obviously. Like to get out to a good fast start here and, try to contend in all these events this year. The playing field is crazy good this year. We saw a ton of people in the brackets that were just, we didn't even see them last year, and these names are popping up and they're shooting crazy good scores. So if I could just keep doing what I'm doing right now, I think I'll be okay.
Well, keep doing it because you're up against F Magnets in the final of the
Yeah, he's
Portugal
good.
Masters. Can't wait to see. I know, you're both good. Come on. You're both excellent. Can't
Nah,
wait to
he's
see this one,
good.
mate. Good luck. And we'll chat to you at the end. You're good.
All right, thank you.
Okay, enough of the good. Get into it. See you in a bit. Here we go.
we
You're
go.
good. You're good. We're all
Also
good.
nice,
okay.
aren't they? Also
Chambers
nice.
Bay.
I'll tell you what right now, I don't expect too much back and forth between these two competitors now. They are moving straight to the first tee now. This could be a real clinic between these two. It's going to be, I don't see many mistakes happening here. My personal prediction is that if anyone can give Jay Smithers a game, it's someone with the pedigree of F Max. But that form he just showed, if he can just continue that, I think having quite a small gap in between his semi-final and his final will really help him. Go maybe kick off straight where he left off. I think if F Max can strike first and throw Jay Smithers off his sort of rhythm, that could be key.
Well, we'll have to wait and see who has momentum going into this one. It is the final of the 2021 Portugal Masters here at the European eTour. Let's get right into it. Here we go. We're at Chambers Bay.
First hole, 560, long par 4, but look at that wind rate. Straight down wind. The guys can grip and rip this one. Down the right hand side, the wind should bring it back, so no worries about missing the fairway here. Absolutely hammers that down there. 320-yard carry. Leaves 220 in, which seems just almost unfair for a par 4, but it will play downwind, so that will help a lot. As we see these guys settle in to their final. Front pin location always makes it harder to hit it close, especially when you're coming in from such a long distance. The guys will be hitting in probably still, at the very least long irons, at the worst case, a hybrid or something. So with downwind, it will be tough to get this to stop close. It's going to be Jay Smithers that's going to hit in first here. And he has got a 3 hybrid in hand. He may change clubs though, being downwind. And he does. He's gone down to the 4 iron. I expect he will also put full spin on this one. We'll move that green dot in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. I'm expecting, maybe not, but we'll see. There he goes. Green dot all the way down to the bottom. Making that ball go high up into that blue sky. Come down soft. Downwind, downhill, everything making this ball want to go further than you think. He'll be trying to hit this one just up the left-hand side, leaving uphill putt, but he's just missed that green here. Oh, he can't tell if it's on the green or on the false front, but either way, it's not close. And it did just, there's the replay of it, it did just miss the green on the left, but we saw him chip in from that sort of distance in his quarter-final earlier, so there's no reason why he can't do the same.
So, question on this one though. F. Magnus has just played his semi-finals at James Bay. Jay Smithers has just played his semi-final at Bethpage. Surely that means F. Mags has the advantage.
Well, possibly. Only with a recency bias, because look at that great shot. That's what gives him the advantage, hitting a great shot in there. He's going to have a nice tap in, possibly if it stops now. Look at it, still going downwind, just keeps on going. I think both these guys would have played this course hundreds and hundreds of times, so not a massive advantage.
Just the fact that he's just played it is fresh in his mind.
As long as he gives himself the same sort of shots, if he gives himself the same sort of putts, so he's got that muscle memory and he remembers the reads and the lines he took on the putts, then possibly. But if he's hitting in, the winds are different on the holes and he'll hit in from different directions and has different putts, then I don't think it'll make too much difference. But we just saw there how hard that ball was, because he hit that in. I thought that was going to stop stone dead, and it kept rolling past. Jay Smithers, he'll fancy this. Lob wedge, opened up. He'll try and flick this one up, a couple of hops, and it will stop. I predict just slightly long and right of the hole if it doesn't go in. Heartbeat moment, on its way, rolling up to the pin. We can't quite see it. He's hold it! He's hold it, Rach. He's done it again.
Oh my
He's chipped
days.
in once again. We're going to get another look at it now. There it ran in, up and in. Incredible stuff. His second hole out of the day. And who cares about hitting greens when you've got a short game like this man has? And now the pressure goes on F. Mags. So we need to know, how many birdies is that in a row for Jay Smithers? If we take into the account that he was something like 18 or 19 under par in the 21 holes he just played against Golf X3, he's only not birdied a few of them. Maybe have an eagle or two thrown in there. But this guy is literally playing perfect golf. Hard to deal with, hard to live with.
If that's a sign of things to come, then we have a completely one-sided match on our hands. That was close. Not close enough.
If F. Mags didn't know he was in the game, he knows now. Because Jay Smithers right now is basically playing a different game to the rest of them out there. He can't miss right now.
It's like he's completely locked into the game.
He's dialed in.
Yeah.
He's absolutely dialed in.
You can just see it. It's so funny, the different player that we've seen all season last year to what we're seeing now. And it's only round one, which is incredible. Are we going to kind of get a repeat of what we saw last year, but with a different player?
I mean, it could be. I mean, on current form, if you forgot everything you know coming into it today, you'd be, I mean, everything about it, not just the performance, the scoring, but the mindset. You know, he looks really, really focused. And that maybe was just the difference last year. It wasn't quite locked in. We've barely seen him move, Rach. We've got that camera locked on him. He stayed in such a similar position. Before we saw him moving around a little bit, you know, talking to the other opponents. He's come strictly for business this year. I'll rate it.
Strictly for business, because the business on the line is $5,000. I think I'd come strictly for that business if I was playing.
I mean,
Here we go.
I mean, right now he'll be trying to hold everything. He has got that locked in from 137 yards. You know, normally over this shot, you know, a mere mortal, you're thinking, don't miss it left, don't miss it right. He is not interested in that. He is trying to hold everything right now. And why not? Because he's just holed out. He's just holed out from off the green. And he'll be wanting this, another heartbeat moment. And we've got it, Rach.
It's more like, I know it's only, you know, hole number 2, but it's more like how many holes can he win in? No!
Oh, you are kidding me. You are kidding me right now.
Wow.
It's like every shot is a putt to him. They are whiskering past the hole. How long is it going to be? We need someone. Can we get someone in the back to have a look at the tape? When was the last time this guy dropped a shot? How many birdies in a row? Can anyone tell us in the back? That we need to know this information, because it probably could be an eTour record. We're doing a lot of things for the first time on the eTour. We're setting up new records, new champions all the time. But I believe right now we might be witnessing the longest birdie streak in the history of the eTour. Because Jay Smith is going to make that putt for birdie. Maybe not birdie streak, maybe under par streak. He may have had an eagle in there. F Mags is doing everything he can to keep onto his coattails here. He's hit a very good shot in of his own. He's going to use the contours there to swing this one in towards the hole, play it the old-fashioned way. And, you know, what a golf shot this is. By any other metric, we'd be commending that.
I was just looking as well. Biggest favourite to win. Jay Smithers said Golf X3 or himself.
I rate it. Well, he was right, wasn't he? He was right.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Need to win one match. His expectations aren't great, though. He wants to win, but it's tough. Well, would you say he had the easiest run of the draw? No, he didn't, obviously, because he played Golf X3.
I mean, he absolutely.
None of them have had an easy run of the draw. Like he said in his interview, it's absolutely stacked. Here we go. Nicely done for Jay Smith's birdie. Here we go.
We'll ask him after, but
Yeah.
what we do know is that I think it was 15, 16, 17, 18. No, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's 6,
Yeah.
7, 8. It's at least 8 in a row. I think 8 birdies in a row for Jay Smithers. Maybe more, Rach. Maybe more right now. I'll tell you one thing, little stat. On the PGA Tour, the most number of birdies ever recorded in a row is 9 birdies in a row. I believe he's now just broken that record in the eTour, in the virtual golfing world. Kevin Streelman once did 9 birdies in a row. I once made a YouTube video where I made 10 birdies in a row, but I had a secret weapon. I was allowed to use a mulligan. The game was all about how few mulligans did I need. Slightly different twist on it. But yeah, so I looked into that back in the past, the birdie streak, and I believe 9 was the record. And Jay Smithers right now is going
I think he's on 9, right?
Probably on for 9 right now. And by the looks of it, he's about to get it because he's hit another fantastic approach shot in on the 3rd. What we can, of course, count is how many he does on this particular round because he's about to go 3 for 3, the hat trick. It's like birdies aren't even exciting to him anymore. He wants to hold out everything.
Yes,
Absolutely incredible.
Have a look at that as well. So this is F Magnet's second final. Jay Smithers is his 3rd. He lost 2 last season in the finals to Golf X3 on both occasions, of course. A long way to go here. But do you think, I'm just looking, so we said about James Bay, the fact that F Magnets had just played that twice. Would Jay Smithers' competitors been able to veto Chambers Bay thinking Jay Smithers was strongest, or was Jay Smithers vetoing first because he was higher seeded?
I believe that's the case.
Okay.
We'll have to clarify that, but I believe it goes into your original qualifying seeding. So therefore, Jay Smithers may have decided to veto, maybe if you like Bethpage, maybe he vetoed Pinehurst.
Yeah.
And then Mags naturally probably would have vetoed Bethpage. He's quite happy with Chambers Bay. Who knows?
Maybe he's well-rounded on all, probably well-rounded on all of them, so it doesn't
I wouldn't be
possibly
surprised.
matter.
I wouldn't be surprised. But Jay Smithers now, for what we think is definitely... Well, let's look at it from this match, because we know that for definite. So it's definitely 3 birdies in a row, but it's a lot more when you include the last game. Quite incredible stuff. And F Mags is doing amazingly well to only be 1 down, to be honest. He's made 2 out of 3 birdies, if he converts this one, as I fully expect him to. So we don't want this to all be about the Jay Smithers fest here, because F Mags is the sort of guy, you know, he's very humble in his approach in his pre-match interview there, saying that he's sort of surprised he's even got here. You know, I don't believe that for a second. This guy is the best player to ever play WGT for a reason over the many years, playing for over a decade. He has the quality and the sheer talent to make sure he's competitive no matter what happens. So I don't believe that for a second. He's just that nice a guy. But Jay Smithers is also a nice guy, but he's come with a laser focus today that I've not seen before. From him or maybe from anyone. The only one who really talks up his own chances as much as this possibly is Young 46.
The Golf X3 has the mentality, we just don't see him talk about it.
Yes, true.
We see that he's always super focused, he doesn't really give anything away, he puts on his tiger red, which is probably his way of going, I'm ready for the final. Yeah, that maybe was why Sebi had it from the quarters. We don't usually see that, he usually switches, doesn't he, into the shirt, to kind of maybe switch up his performances. Because that's something that, you know, these pros do, they have like these little intricacies they have in their game or little quirks that they know it's time to kind of really kind of put the pedal to the throttle.
Yeah, I agree.
Wrong saying?
I wonder
Dunno.
whether Golf X3 will switch his strategy and start bringing in the red just for the final, if he gets to the finals. Maybe not. Maybe he likes to come, because at the end of the day, they've been competing for weeks to get to this point. So maybe it's still appropriate to play it in the final. I think whatever he feels best about. But we, right now, are about to see the approach shot of Jay Smithers. he is going to, I'm going to say it right now, Rach, he's going to make 4 birdies in a row on this round because it's a par 5 and he's hitting his second shot in. So he's actually got to up and down for eagle. So he has an extra one spare for his birdie. You see the ball of F Mags there just gone long. There is a bit of a backstop off to the left here that can feed the ball back down towards the pin. However, he may not want to use that. He may take a more direct line. F Mags went long. It is downwind, so excuse me, tough to get it to stop. Short of the hole. Oh no, he come up short. I've jinxed him. That was just inches out there.
Commentator's curse.
Inches out. However, it's still a relatively simple up and down here, although it is into the wind. If you can call a bunker shot simple, you know, the pros quite like hitting out of the bunkers. For anyone who's new to the game, they click the putter, and they're not going to hit a putter out of the bunker. He's doing it because when you select putter, you see the undulation on the green. So he's looking at the green, he's looking at the reed, and then he'll switch back to probably his lob wedge. But it's a good sign for him that he's doing that because it means he's trying to make this one, Rach. And let's be honest, he's trying to make everything right now.
Yeah, and you always pull the little green ball all the way down, as much spin that you can possibly get, right?
Yeah, in most cases. I mean, sometimes they have their own little nuances on that. But he's trying to make this. He's got to up and down to keep the birdie streak going. And he's going to have some work for it. But he has left the uphill putt. I don't think he's as worried about the birdie streak as maybe I am, Rach. I think he's just trying to win the holes right now.
You're looking for new narratives. I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, you know me. I love a storyline. I love something to attach to it all. Now, opportunity for F Mags, because he now could try and chip in. We've seen Jay Smithers do it once in this game, twice so far today. F Mags has a chance of his own. We've seen him hole out many a time on the eTour. And if he does this, despite all the heroics of Jay Smithers, it will be all square. He's clipped it. It's no heartbeat. I don't think it's going in, but it's going to be close. It's a very, very good shot. He's rolling by now, but that should be fairly simple to convert for his birdie. But Jay Smithers has also got a nice, straight-ish putt up the hill. I definitely don't see him missing this, Rach. Today, he hasn't missed a thing.
No, he's not missing this one, for sure. Gonna be nice and easy. Job done. Hole 4. Thank you very much.
4 out of 4 in the final alone. Possibly double figures in a row if you include the last semi-final. But the standard being set by Jay Smithers, he's actually close to playing the best golf we've seen. We saw it from Golf X3 in the last one. We've seen Golf X3 do it over a long amount of time. But the number of birdies in a row, that bunker shot there, going in the bunker, was the first even remotely close to a mistake we've seen him do all day. He's just been brilliant. Having said that, looking at the highlights of his quarter-final match, we did see him missing a few greens, didn't we?
But you're also saying this F Magnets is not really doing anything wrong either.
He's doing nothing wrong. He's playing brilliant golf.
And he was saying, I'm not playing good golf. I mean, sorry, but I don't know who you're watching because we're watching some great golf right now. The fact that he 4 up against young 46, who has been a champion himself before at the Nedbank in season 1. So, yeah, I think he was very much playing himself down, but he's very much in this matchup still. Obviously, the 5th hole now, a par 4. What was I reading about this Chambers Bay? It's slightly like a Scottish links kind of course. Would you say that?
Yeah, it's definitely like a links type layout. I mean, you get the elevation changes, the natural sort of sand dunes that frame all of these holes. It's a fantastic one to look at from a visual point of view. Some really picturesque holes, but the real feature of it is the green structures and the elevations and the little greens within greens, and some of the little pins you can get there really make for some fun approach shots as you feed them in off the slopes. And that's what we've seen some of the players do to great effect so far today. And it looks as though F Mags is about to do it himself right here. And no absolute direct aim on that one, and it's going to be another birdie for F Mags, which will mean he's going to be 4 under through 5, and he still finds himself down. In many other cases, that would be enough to be a couple of holes up.
Would you say Chambers Bay is the easiest course to play out of Pinehurst and Bethpage if you're picking one for the final?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, we've seen it give up a lot of birdies. But I think there are a few reachable 4s, and there's some of the par 5s you can get. Beth Page is a tricky one, but we saw those guys destroy it in the last one. So I don't think it matters at this point when the guys are playing the level they're at here. It feels to me, Rachel, that what we're seeing today, certainly from the last two semi-finals, this final, is probably some of the best standard golf we've seen. It definitely feels like everything on the eTour has ramped up a level here, including the standard of golf.
I hate to say it, it's probably because they've had time on their hands. If they've been locked down in their respective countries like we have in the UK, then you've had more time to play the game. Possibly, if you were really unlucky, been laid off from work for a little bit of time, and what do? You might as well get good at this. So they know that eTour's coming around for Series 2. They want to win some money, put a bit of a smile back on their face, their families' faces.
There's 100,000 reasons to get better at WGT this year.
You just nicked my line.
Oh, did I? Oh, sorry.
I think I said that earlier.
That
You
story written
copycat. No, that was a great producer's line. He wrote that for me. Thanks, Miguel.
So Jay Smithers, for 5 birdies in a row, this round alone, you're going to get sick of me saying that, but it's a ridiculous feat. Can he do another one? Oh, it's not even in, Rach. It's in the middle of the hole again at perfect pace. He is a putting robot today. So impressive.
I feel like I don't even need to look and watch it because I know it's going to go in. I can just watch you and go, oh yeah, it's gone again.
Unbelievable.
I said that the audience should go and get a cup of tea. I think we could probably go and leave this and it would just run along nicely with Jay Smithers doing the business. I would love to hear them have a little bit of a conversation, but maybe it's a final, maybe they can't really speak. I know that F-Mag sometimes has a bit of a problem with his connection because he's, coming to us live from Brazil.
That's the great thing about the European eTour. I mean, obviously, we are hoping to get back to the point where we can all be in the same room at the same time in a venue, and that is coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. However, right now, it is a massive commendament to the team behind the scenes that we're here in the UK, the guys are all over the world here playing in their own homes across different continents. We've got the production suite over in Copenhagen, so there's so many different locations all pulling together to bring this amazing event for you guys at home. So massive effort to the team for doing it. And I'm just really pleased that the golf has lived up to the billing. We're getting an absolute treat on our hands right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely are. Hole number 6. And we always have to mention this as well. If guys are home watching go, I actually play WGT. Well, you can do a Seb and you can try and qualify because that's what we're going to see. 60,000 of you try to qualify for this event alone. Obviously only 8 can get here, but you might as well have a go. You never know. And then if you come here, the minimum you'll go home with is, I think it's $250. So you still go home with money. So it's, a great bit of a side hustle if you want to get into that.
Absolutely. I mean, a couple of wins, as you say, 5th to 8th place get the $250, but equally they're getting the points for possibly a qualification for the global finals where, the winning prize is $30,000. But a couple of wins here, you get into the 3rd and 4th place, you're getting $1,000. Runner-up's getting $2,000, and then the winner of today's event will get $5,000 US. And Jay Smithers is on another planet here. The 6th hole, laser approach. He is setting himself up for his 6th birdie in a row. Unbelievable. It's almost, it takes a bit of the craziness away from it when he keeps doing it. But I've played this game. I can't explain to you. Those of you at home that think this is easy,
no.
Go and have a try.
No.
Download it right now on your laptop, on your phone. Play this game. Play Chambers Bay off the forward tees, off a slow green speed.
Have a practice
see if you can
with
make
putt preview.
one birdie. Yeah, without putt preview or anything on, and try and make a few birdies in a row. It is such a hard at this level. Incredible stuff. F-Mags is hanging on right now, but it's another heartbeat moment. F-Mags, I've got to just commend it because many players could be rattled
I thought that was going to get even closer, Seb, sorry.
No, this is incredible. We need to say more about F-Mags because to keep playing as well as he's playing, when the other guy's doing this, it's so easy to get intimidated and lose your flow. He's doing so well. And I'm not sure many people could do what F-Mags is doing now, keep their cool. It's very, very impressive. But here we go. For 6 birdies in a row. And Rach, I'm not even going to look.
No, don't look.
He's just going to make it. I'm going to look away from the screen.
You. Oh, yeah.
He's got it? He's got it. Of course he's got it. 6 in a row. A third of the golf course played perfectly. Birdie every single time. He's only 1 up.
Here we go, F-Magnets. He'll just tap it in as well. Under 2 feet. Should be absolutely easy as that. F-Mags, though, as well, I'm just looking as we go into, I think it's 7th when I go now? 7th hole? he said he's so chilled out. Some days I don't even play. He said I don't really prepare too many days in advance. I'll start maybe 5 days before and get used to the course and the clubs. How chilled out is that? Okay, I know he's been playing for quite a while. I think he started in 2011, I'm going to say.
10 years.
So quite a few years ago. But the fact that he doesn't have to play all the time now probably shows his skill even more. It's not just about skill. It's about, like, the fact that you have to be quite intelligent to do the calculations. You know, it's not as simple as just picking up your mouse or your phone, is it?
Well, that's the one good thing that F-Mags will have, is that he would have done the calculations so many times. He'll have that calculator, but he'll almost know them in his own head before he does it. That's the one advantage he'll got, is he will have probably played the golf courses more than anyone. Maybe the others are catching up these days, but over the years, he's played this game more than most. And that is an advantage. As I said, his B game is better than most people's A stars. He doesn't really have a bad game. It's just whether or not he can continue to deal with, because he's doing very well right now, this relentless onslaught from Jay Smithers. I'm desperate to ask him after, has he ever shot 18 birdies in a round? I bet some of them have. I bet they have in practice. But doing it on the eTour is another kettle of fish. You know, when you watch the golf on the TV, 59 watches toted. 59 is guaranteed in the bag for one of these guys today. They regularly shoot way under par. But doing it on this stage is something quite different. And F-Mags right now, once again, is putting the ball to within inches, just 3 yards from the hole. And he's keeping the heat on Jay Smithers. But I think he is in a trance right now. He's in a trance. He is just locked in, dialed in. Every single shot is perfect. I've never seen anything like it.
It's got to be like that, because that's the only way he is going to be our first winner of season 2 on this eTour. Oh, is that a slight mistake? Has he gone slightly too far to the right? No.
Oh, it's
it's running a bit too long.
Okay, here we go though, it's coming back. He knows there's a backstop there. It's not going to be a heartbeat, but he does know it's better to miss there than the other side, because it does come back a little. But that won't be... Let's have a look at this one, because he's going to be putting first. Ooh, all right. You've got my attention. You've got my attention. And this will have his.
I'll
watch this one, I think.
Watch this one. Cool. All right.
Off the right, down the hill. No gimme.
That's a big slope, no?
It's a big slope. The first more testing putt he's had in quite some time. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a timeout here, Rach.
Yeah.
Just because of what's at stake. Like, he's playing great, but F-Mags is playing great as well. So he knows that he's got to keep the heat on. It's not going to be a timeout. He's confident. He likes the read. He's going for it. He's timed it perfectly. Did he get the right read? Oh! I didn't think that was going to drop, but there's no reaction. That is honestly quite incredible.
Calm as you like there. Oh my days. F-Mags, if we are reacting like that, what is he feeling inside is my question. Because he surely is like, no, that didn't quite do that. Yes, it did.
What have I got to do? I mean, he's now thinking, hello, chances. And then all of a sudden, he makes that. I mean, Rach, it went in at the perfect pace. He didn't take a timeout. He just did it. F-Mags, though, can he respond? It's going to miss luck. I mean, this is honestly astonishing. I mean, we've been watching the eTour for over a year now, all these events. I've got to say, I think this is the most impressive golf I've seen from any of them. Even Golf X3. I think Jay Smithers has got to a new level. Because he went and beat Golf X3 playing his best. It wasn't like Golf X3 in the semi-final gave up, had an off day, and Jay Smithers snuck past him. He played exceptional golf, but Jay Smithers played better.
That was a turning point.
I think you're right.
That was it. Hole 7, it's turned now. Literally, the tide has turned in favour of Jay Smithers. I'm now predicting he's running away with it. He's like, okay, if that kind of shot can go in, I've got this.
Well, if you're F-Mags, what are you thinking? Has he got a hole out from the fairway to win a hole? Because how's he going to win a hole when Jay Smithers birdies every single one?
I don't think F-Mags really thinks about that. I genuinely think he just thinks of his own performance. Yeah, I don't think he's the kind of person that gets too flustered. I really don't.
I think you might be right.
So
But
He
if
was
he's
playing
ever
his
going to
own
get
game.
flustered, it will be now. Because what he's playing, bear in mind, we are through 7 holes. I think F Mags is 5 under par. The problem is, Jay Smithers is 7 under par. Through 7 holes, and it's a par 5, he's about to go 8 under par, or maybe 9 under par, depending on where these approach shots go. This is a brilliant shot. I tell you what, we said that Jay Smithers is going to birdie every hole. So what has F Mags got to do? Maybe eagle it. And that is going to be an eagle putt.
I love that little fact that just came up. Jay Smithers got 5 kids. Didn't we refer to them as a basketball team? We saw him in Abu Dhabi.
We may have done, but look at this ball from
Wow.
F Mags, by the way.
How did it just come back like that?
There's a little back slope behind this pin, and that is a heartbeat
That's
moment
lovely.
for eagle. The only way he might win a hole is with an eagle. Jay Smithers is probably going to need an eagle here. Now, if he eagles this, that means he's 9 under through 8 holes.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, he's got a heartbeat. I mean, this is honestly a ridiculous display. He's going to go long of the hole as well, and he's going to use this slope. We'll see the ball go up and then come back down again. And you know what, Rach? This one might even be closer than F Mags. He's on a better line, I think. It's going to reappear. Not for Albatross. Not for Albatross.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that was something else.
This is honestly, guys, I can't explain to you if you're new to this game. This is nowhere near as easy as these guys are making out. This is like fine surgery. These guys are playing to another human level right now.
Do you mean keyhole surgery?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Fine
What did I say?
surgery.
Fine
That
surgery.
fine surgery you're going to have if you go to hospital.
5-star surgery. This is honestly surgical-like stuff here. F Magnets has got to eagle to have any chance, probably of halving the hole, let alone winning it at this rate. What has he got to do?
Excellent. Well, obviously
He's
that
made
was going to
it.
go, but that was easy.
So he's now 7 under through 8 and he's 2 down. I mean, cheers. Thanks a lot.
Jay Smithers. Not going to miss this one. Okay. Excellent stuff.
Oh my god, I thought he missed it. No, of course
Woo,
he didn't miss
what? I
it.
wasn't
He is
even
now
worried.
9 under through 8 holes and he's not even bothered. He's in his stride. Just think, if he's playing this well now, under the heat, in competition, under pressure, how well do you think he's been playing in lead up to this? If he's not even reacting right now. He must have been playing some phenomenal golf. And we said it many, many times. All the players talked him up, didn't they, before? They said he's the one to watch.
And he clearly was to be seeded first. And I think, but he did say he was like, oh, there are faces popping up that he almost didn't recognise to see, which I think means the eTour has done exactly what it's out to do. Get more people involved in this virtual golf. Yeah, and have the depth in competition that we really want to see.
I think the standard is increasing. I think we're going to see some breakout people this year. And this is, right now, looks to be the breakout performance of Jay Smithers. Harsh to really call it a breakout performance because he's been so good for so long. But right now, he's honestly playing on another planet. And he's once again got another heartbeat moment. And he's going to have another tap-in to go 10 under par through 9 holes. That is going to be 9 birdies or better in a row. It's actually going to be way more than that because he birdied so many of those holes on the last semi-final match. So we're seeing, in my opinion, the greatest golfing display we've ever seen on the eTour. And that takes some doing when you had someone as dominant as Golf X3 was last year. But F Magnets is doing everything he can to stay in this one. He's hit a nice shot in. Let's see if he's going to be close. It's not a heartbeat. He's not thrilled. He thought it should be a heartbeat, but he hasn't got one. We need to sort of asking the question why, and it's just gone a little bit long. So he will now have a real testing putt rate, and this is going to be downhill, a little bit off the right, but if he doesn't make it, there's a strong chance he's 3 down through 3 holes, and he hasn't really put a foot wrong. Mate, amazing. Absolutely crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff we're looking at here.
No, neither of them have really put a foot wrong. Jay Smithers is just putting more toes right, I'm going to say.
That's a very good way of putting it. I like
Because
that.
no one's really doing any mistakes. They're both playing the virtual golf of their lives right now. Okay, the clock is going down on this one a little bit. No, he's taking this shot. Of course, he is F Mags. Wow,
This
it's
would
a
be
long
massive
one.
statement
That,
for this to drop. I
oh,
mean, it's inches
no.
away. It's a great putt. It's inches away. And he's played some great stuff so far, but he's going to possibly find himself 3 down, and I believe he's something like 7 under for his front 9.
3
if you
down.
said to him, F Mags, you'll be in the final today, you'll be 7 under through 9, but you'll be losing 3 down, he would not have believed it. But that is exactly what is happening right now, as Jay Smithers goes 10 under par for his opening 9 holes. I mean, what's there more to say that we haven't said already?
Well, the fact that we just said it's the turning point and floodgates are opening, it's reminding me slightly of a Golf X3 Thunderbird quarterfinal. It could possibly end quite early if it continues this way, through no fault of how it would read at the end, because this is a really close matchup. Jay Smithers is just
On another planet.
on the form of his life.
He's playing alien golf right now.
Alien.
He honestly is. It's absolutely astonishing the level he's playing at, and all the other eTour players, including Peyton. Peyton will be, we spoke earlier after his semi-final defeat that he can't really be too disappointed. He's played some amazing golf, shot a ridiculously good score in the semi-final. We think something like 16 under through the 18 holes, and lost on a 3rd playoff hole. Fine margins, just that 1 putt. But yet, watching this back now, he must think, wow, okay, I've got some serious competition this year. Because Jay Smithers, I believe, and we will check the records, but I believe he's playing to a level that we've not seen before in the eTour.
Again, we'll just remind everyone, they are just joining in. So on the eTour before this event, I'm going to say, Jay Smithers has played 19 matches, won 11, drew 1, and lost 7. So, bit of a mixed bag of results there. Obviously, one more than he'd obviously drawn or lost, but still, it kind of shows that he was super defeatable last year, and this year, it looks like he's a completely different
Look at
man.
this. Look at this.
No.
He's
wow.
hold it. It's gone in. He needed something to happen. You saw a little grin.
Oh, I love
It
it.
took something to get it. It's an incredible hole out from a man we've seen do it time and time again. He needed to do something truly, truly remarkable to get even close to Jay Smithers here. And there's no way he can do the same. I mean, he's going to hit one in here. If he hits, here's what we're going to do. If he hits this one in to around inside 10 feet, we'll give him that as a birdie. He'll be given the birdie anyway for the game, because in match play, you won't, now the eagle's been made, we won't see him hole out unless it goes in to continue the birdie run. So let's see, unless he does something truly crazy, because F Mags used that little slope on the right for an eagle. We said he had to do something crazy. He's made 2. He's not going to hold it.
No.
But let's see how close it was. Would it have been a 10th birdie in a row? It probably would have been. Let's be honest. That putt would have been for 10 birdies in a row. The putt is given, so F Max wins it. So we're counting it. That's 10 birdies in a row.
So it's going down on the 11th. 2. Only 2 now separates them. Still don't think it's enough. We'll see. Oh no, 11th. Yeah, I said the 11th. Here we go. Okay, F Magnets to tee off first.
So this will be interesting, because that is the first hole that he's lost in a long, long time. And he lost it to an eagle, a hole out eagle. But what I'll also say is, what we haven't seen yet is Jay Smithers do it down the stretch. That's the final question he has to answer. He's now approaching the closing stages and a real chance, his best ever chance to win on the eTour. I don't think that's going to affect him this time around. I think he's got a new level of focus, but it's a question we still need to have answered. We've seen it countless times on the real golf course. What happens to a player who looks in complete control as they get closer to the finish line? Because F Magnets, as we've just seen, is clearly not going to just let him take it.
Saw it at the Masters the other day, didn't we?
We did. We saw many players look in complete control. We've seen it many times at Augusta. Players fall apart once they get close to the win. Matsuyama was one of the composed ones. He had a slight wobble on the back 9, but got the job done. Xander Schauffele got himself into contention. Then, when he got into the heat of it, fell away, going into the water on 16. F Magnets now has hit one in, and if we're honest, that's actually one of the weakest shots we've seen from him. And that does present an opportunity here for Jay Smithers to retake the momentum. F Mags has missed that green, short left. We have actually seen quite a few of them miss there. I wonder whether there might be a pattern here. That the putt from the right might be really tricky, and they might actually prefer the chip up the hill than missing to the right. No heartbeat moment for Jay Smithers, and a very, very tricky approach. He's up on the green. Is it going to hold? Is it going to hold up there? Will it stay? Will it stay? Is it going to dig in? Or is it going to fall down? It stayed. It has stayed. So that is a chance. F Mags now will chip in, will try to chip in, off the back of a hole out on the last hole. Can he do it again? He might need to do it again, Rach. Because I just don't think on the regulation holes, the ones that aren't really, really tricky, I don't see how Jay Smithers isn't going to put himself exactly where he's going to make the birdie putt from. So those holes where it isn't 4-foot birdie putt, like this one, is F Mags' only real chance. He's got to hold it.
Can he do it now? 2 in a row? It's not quite excellent though, is it? Do you not need that? Yeah.
Very good, but not quite good enough for the hole out, which means Jay Smithers will get a putt to regain that 3-up advantage. But look at the state of this. This would be for the 11th birdie in a row, plus whatever he made in the closing stages of the last game. I think there's a chance he's made 18 in a row, because he may have birdied the entire back 9 of the last game, plus the playoff holes.
I love how fixated you are on these.
It's
how
honestly,
many birdies in a row he's done.
It's incredible.
I've got to leave this question to you. I'm like, do not ask about birdies in a row. Seb wants that question. There we go.
Either way, it's going to be a phenomenal
31-foot putt.
It's a big break as well over, over the length of it, because it breaks all the way, this one. It's just slow break, but it keeps going. If this goes in, I'll eat my pen.
Please go in.
He's timed out, but that's
Okay.
fine. He's taking his time. Taking his time.
You got that pen on your plate?
It doesn't look that tasty, I can't lie. It's not exactly making me salivate, this pen. I wish I'd never said that. Here we go, big putt. The biggest putt of my life, watching this one go in.
It's going to be tasty, that is, isn't it?
Jay Smithers from 31 feet up the hill.
Come on, Jay.
It is makeable, you know, it is makeable. In his form, you wouldn't back against it for sure. On its way. His timing is perfect. It's a little bit too firm. It's coming in now, though. Oh, he's hold it! He's hold it! Oh, oh, you couldn't move!
He's eating his pen, guys. He's staying. Is it tasty? What does it taste of? Go on,
It
explain.
tastes rubbery and plasticky. It tastes like...
That one.
I mean, I can't actually believe what's happening there. Jay Smithers is just taking things to a whole new level. He's 11, but he's played the perfect round of golf. Magnets will not know what to do with himself. F Magnets, I think, is possibly 11 or 12 under, and he's 3 down.
If I was F Magnets to try and attach myself like a magnet does to Jay Smithers.
Hang on a second. Jay Smithers nearly for a hole in one on a par 4. On a par 4.
It's coming back in. It's coming back round.
This is a par 4, and he's just driven the green to a tap-in eagle. Jay Smithers is going to be 15 under through 12 holes. No, that's not right. He's 13 through. He's 12 through 11. He's going to be 14 through 12. He's going to be 14 under par through 12 if he holds that.
Wow.
He's basically birdied every hole and he's eagled every par 5.
I want to know if he's had like a mental coach, because he was talking about his mental strength getting better.
I think the bridesmaid comment spurred him on. I think he's like, I'm not having this. I'm not having that little bloke give me this brief.
He was livid after you.
He was fuming, and he spurred him on. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. But fair play to him. But F Mag's doing the same thing here. These par 4s, but that's close for an albatross. This honestly is possibly that we thought the standard was high in the Golf X3 Jay Smithers semi-final. It might just be higher right now. There's a chance they will end better, more under par than the holes they play whenever this match does end. The only thing that might stop Jay Smithers birdieing holes is the match ending.
Yeah.
He may not get 18 in at this rate. This is an eagle putt, and this, I believe, is to go 14 under through 12 holes, which is just quite ridiculous.
The music is so tense.
Oh, he's done it again. What a
Wow.
putt for eagle from Jay Smithers. Still no reaction.
No smile.
14 under par through 12. I'll make a note of that to remember it. So he's now played 12 holes, birdie or better, in a row. And F. Mags is playing phenomenal golf. I think he is possibly only made a couple of pars. He's probably 10 under, maybe 11 under with that eagle. He's about to go 12, 13 under, and he's going to be 3 down if he doesn't make it. He's going to be 4 down if he doesn't make it. But he has made it. Fantastic. Halved in eagles. The standard is just ridiculous here.
You got a little nod there from Jay Smithers, but F. Mags is matching that man shot for shot right now. 13th, Chambers Bay, Jay Smithers, 3 up. If you're just joining us, this is the final of the first stop on the European eTour. It's the 2021 Portugal Masters.
He's got that lovely kick as well. We saw young 46 get that in his match here at Chambers Bay. Hit that downslope, which propelled him a long way on here. This is a very long par 4, 522. Playing downwind is helping the guys here. Jay Smithers took that risk on, played down the right-hand side, got that little trampoline, which meant he's got a shorter approach in, and sets himself up for another birdie. This would have been one of the harder ones to birdie, such as the length of the hole, but the wind being downwind is massively helping. Can Magnets get the same kick forward? He has. He's got a lovely little bounce forward there. It's a risky strategy that, because they underhit it a little bit and they could run in that heather and get stuck. But I think they know what they're doing. They've played this hole once or 2 times before. 195 yards in with a bit of a side wind now as the hole sweeps around to the right hand side. Very tough one here because the pin is on the left. So they're going to be aiming off the green to the left here. And they've got to swing it in. So you can tell how much they're trying to stiff this in close when they're looking at how the green reads, how the green is going to roll out around the hole when they're 190 odd yards away. So here we go, Jay Smithers for another birdie. Can he get this one in close? This one will test him. Oh, it's another heartbeat moment, a ding and a heartbeat moment. And the onslaught on Chambers Bay continues for Jay Smithers.
I love the heartbeats. They just keep on coming, which shows the quality of these two competitors here. The GOAT, the original GOAT of WGT, F. Magnets, is absolutely trying his best here, but he just can't respond, or can't respond as quickly as old Jay Smithers is doing here. He is man on form, man on fire right now. F. Mags, though, he's on screen right now. Another heartbeat moment for him. Where's it going to land? Is it going to land as close as it did? Oh, even better, even closer. So Jay Smithers now up, 4.5 foot par. Doesn't really look like, well, there's a slight bit of movement, but nothing to challenge this man on screen who has been unflappable.
Can we talk about
So
F.
far.
Mags' comment before? I'm not playing that well.
I know.
Are you having a laugh?
Yeah.
Got to the final, he's playing out of his skin. Yes, I know he's 3 down, but you've got to forget that. His score is incredible. What he's actually doing today is brilliant. He's some amazing shots in. But what can you do when a man birdies or eagles every single hole? It's impossible to deal with. It's absolutely impressive. It's not even the right word. It's just insane what Jay Smithers is doing right now. F. Mags playing a score that would win 9 out of 10 WGT games against all the best in the world, and he finds himself 3 down. It's quite crazy.
Yeah, he was saying, wasn't he, in the kind of pre-final interview, that he just thought luck has been on his side so far. I don't think you have luck to beat Young 46 and Rebellion 27. Okay, he hasn't got as much pedigree as the other players, but he's been on the European eTour before, so it means he's gone through all these online qualifications, which is the hardest part, isn't it?
Easily.
Because you have to go through so many different people who can bring up a load of surprises because you don't know how they play. You don't know their game at all.
You just got to shoot a good score as well. You've got to get it done. The thing that's really exciting right now is Jay Smithers is playing so quick. Like, we barely even got to see him on the tee, and he'd already swung the golf club back and let it go. He is playing, like you say, in that flow state right now. He's super focused. He's not even thinking about it. It's all completely autonomous.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's absolutely, it's just happening for him right now. And would you bet against him making another birdie here on the 14th? No, I would not. He may get to 18 under. He just may not need 18 holes to do it.
No, I don't think he will at this stage. This is the 14th, and he's already 3 up, like we just said. So, a lot of backspin being put on this for Jay Smithers. On a slightly tricky course, because a lot of wind as
Another
well.
heartbeat. He's done it again with the wind rates, with the elevation, with everything, the front pin location. It doesn't matter. Put the pin where you want, greenkeeper. He's going to find it. It doesn't matter. Put it where you want. He's going to find it.
Tell him.
Greenkeeper's Revenge. Doesn't matter. They did a tournament at my golf club a few weeks ago. I couldn't take part, but I want to. They call it Greenkeeper's Revenge, where the greenkeeper puts the pin on these crazy slopes to make it as hard as possible. It wouldn't matter today. Jay Smithers can put the ball to within an inch of where he wants, on command, every single time. F. Magnet's having to play outrageous golf just to make this one get even remotely close to the final stroke. I do honestly feel really... I don't want to say sorry for him, because he doesn't need my pity. He's a fantastic player, he's a fantastic champion. But I feel sorry for him, because he's playing... Look at that golf shot. Such a good golf shot. And yet, he's played so well and he's down.
He's always going to run out of holes, isn't he?
He's just going to run...
That is literally what's going to happen.
There's not much more he can do. Like, literally, if you programmed a robot to play WGT in this match, it would have the same score as Jay Smithers. There's not, other than holding out silly, which you can't legislate for, holding ones or holding out from a significant distance. Not chipping in, but holding out from a significant distance. You can't legislate for that, of course. But playing regulation golf, you can't actually do any better than Jay Smithers has done. He is currently playing perfect golf as another one goes in. I'm not even talking them up anymore, because it's just expected. It's absolutely incredible. F. Mags will make another birdie, and he is not far off being 13 or 14 under through 13 or 14 holes, and he's 3 down. It's absolutely outrageous stuff. He's just a real professional competitor. He'll just keep doing what he's doing, play the shots he can. He's already come up with some amazing moments of magic of his own. That hole out he did for eagle. He's had a couple of eagles today, I think, and he's still just not enough. What more can you do? And he's got to take some comfort in that he's simply playing a WGT robot right now.
Indeed he is, but let's just pause there, because big news actually. So qualification is open today for the BMW International Open. So if you want to go and qualify for that, you have to go over to wgt.com or go and have a look on our social channels, which is eTour.gg or eTourGG on our respective social media on Twitter or Instagram. And yeah, have a go, try and qualify, have a bit of fun in the game. I've got a long train journey back home. I might have a little dabble myself.
There you go. I've got a cab back to where we're staying this week, so I may get involved as well.
There we go.
Although it's quite, you've got to have to go some to beat the Jay Smithers. But remember, it's not. You've got some amazing opportunity if you qualify for one of these events, these finals, like these 8 have today. There are lots and lots happening at some of these events on site. Some great chance to all meet up in person. So lots to play for, as well as just the grand prize. Anyway, we see 2 more heartbeat moments on 15. And we don't even get excited now when Jay Smithers hits another great golf shot in. But anyone who is tuning in, anyone who's watching this, you are seeing something, in my opinion, truly historic. In that the level of which Jay Smithers is playing is that I certainly have never seen before. Not in the eTour. I know these guys have gone low outside in competition, in practice, in games against themselves. But this is under the highest scrutiny. A global professional tournament with big money on the line, and this is astonishing. F. Mags for another birdie of his own to keep the heat on, keep asking the questions, all he can do. But if he doesn't make it, has he got it? He's going to try it. He hasn't left it short, has he? He's got to drop it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it, but Rach, it means that this putt is for the win for Jay Smithers to finally become a winner on the eTour.
Oh my days.
5 feet down the hill for 4 up, and the most impressive display of golf we've ever seen on the eTour. Jay Smithers on its way. He's done it! He has done it! He is our Portugal Masters champion 2021. I have no words for the level of golf we have just seen.
Well deserved. from that man. I mentioned it before, unflappable. He has just played the virtual golf of his life. We kind of know what it means to him. We know his backstory. This guy's had a couple of problems, hasn't he, during the pandemic? I think he's been laid off work. He really said he's kind of worked on his mental strength this season, and he wants to win. No more Mr. Nice Guy, no more having fun. Jay Smithers is our champion. Can you hear us, Jay Smithers?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, we are both in the studio here, absolutely over the moon for you. Your performance was incredible, but we've just watched that. I want to know the emotions right now. How are you feeling after that one?
Oh, that was awesome. That was so much fun. I try not to show it too much because you know, there was one goal in mind. So, but I'm absolutely over the moon right now. This is going to be it's a good start to the year. Let's just say that.
What does it mean, though, to you and your family? Because, you know, it's been tough times for everyone, but for you especially, hasn't it?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You know, I got laid off with COVID, and you know, I've been lucky enough to find other work, and I had some really good friends help out, you know, with all types of stuff. So obviously it's going to be awesome to you know, the $5,000 is going to be good.
Well, playing like you played today, I'm sure that's not going to be the last check you're going to pick up this year. I'm going to ask you just one question. I want to know, you basically played perfect golf there, right? We have to figure out how many birdies you made in a row at the end of that semi-final. But I'm pretty sure right now it's over like 18 or so in a row. If we give you that part when Mags hold out, of course, which I'm giving you that one. But that's got to be as close to as good as you've ever played, right? Surely. There's not much room for improvement on that.
No, I parred 10 against Peyton, and parred 10 and parred one more of them. I think from like 14 on. No,
yes, I mean,
yeah,
you're talking about almost 18 holes in a row there, aren't you? Have you ever done 18 holes in a row where you've birdied every single hole? I mean, that doesn't happen, does it really?
It doesn't happen all that often, but there are rounds like that, but it's usually easier to do it stretched over 2 rounds like I did instead of just all packed into 18 straight holes, because it gets a little nerve-wracking towards the end.
Jay Smithers, I want to ask you as well. Obviously, you know, you came in this tournament to win. Now that you've got that $5,000, what are you going to spend it on? Are you going to treat your 5 children? Because there's quite a big family you have back there in America, isn't there?
Yeah. We got, I mean, there's sports that are starting up. You know, things are kind of hopefully open up here soon, and maybe we can enjoy you know, a little vacation slash. We like camping, so maybe a camping trip.
Nice. And has this motivated you even more to go on and qualify for the next event and go all the way to the global finals and try and basically win as many as you can, get as many, or get a taste for winning like you have done now? Like, how much has it motivated you for the rest of the season?
Oh, I mean, to be 100% honest, it was Golf X3 last year. He made over $50,000 playing this game, and it's a game we play for free. So if I can make $50,000 and play the game, I was like, man, that sounds pretty good. Like, so I'll take as many as I can, but I'm just going to be grateful for the one that I got right now.
And finally, I think both Seb and I both said that F. Magnets looked like the complete player as well. He didn't really put a step wrong. A word on F. Magnets and how he was to play against?
Oh, Chris is amazing. I enjoyed playing against him. And to be honest, that last round he played, he didn't do much wrong. I had one of those crazy rounds where I just didn't make mistakes. And we all have them from time to time, but if you get up against a really good player and they don't make mistakes, there's just nothing you can really do about it. I mean, he played great. It was one of those.
I've got one more question, actually, because we were talking about it, Seb and I were. We said that we felt like you were in the flow state. Did you feel like that yourself?
Yeah, I feel I couldn't miss. I was hitting dings. If I needed to miss the ding a little bit on a putt to push or pull it, I was doing it. If I needed a ding an iron in, I was doing it. I mean, even putts that are usually, you know, not high percentage putts were going in. So it's just one of those you just kind of sit back and enjoy.
Well, go and sit back and enjoy the win because you are our 2021 Portugal Masters champion.
Woohoo!
You're walking away with 5,000 points and $5,000. Go and celebrate with
That's
your
awesome.
family.
Congratulations, mate. Just
Heck yeah.
incredible. Well done. Brilliant.
Heck yeah! Love that. F Magnets, Chris, commiserations, mate, but you were phenomenal out there. You kind of said, oh, luck has been on my side. It wasn't luck. You have so much skill out there on the course. Jay Smithers, though, today was just completely unstoppable, wasn't he?
Thank you. Yes. I've played a lot of these eTour matches now, and in this version of the game, that's comfortably the best I've ever played against by a stretch. I've actually played well today. This was about the second best game in this version of the game I've ever played. And I got annihilated. That's how good Josh was. I think it was, say you're given that putt on 10, that was 14 birdies and 2 eagles. I don't know, 13 birdies, 2 eagles in 15 holes, which is extraordinary with eTour clubs. I hope everybody watching enjoyed that. I enjoyed playing against it, even though it was obviously not good for the outcome for me, but that was good fun.
And how much more, for sure, and how much more are we going to see of you this season on the eTour? Are you going to be coming back for more?
Well, I'll try, certainly. I still have no idea where I am in the pecking order in this new version of the game, but if I can play like that, that's not too bad. I might be able to make a few more live finals with a bit of luck.
Well, congratulations, Chris F. Magnets. You are a runner-up today. You still leave with $2,000 US, so that's pretty nice to go home with. And we really hope we'll see you on another eTour event very soon.
He'll be back. He'll be
Here we
back,
go.
I'm sure of it.
Back. 2 great competitors.
Brilliant.
Seb, final thoughts on that, really, because that is it from the 2021 Portugal Masters version of the European eTour. Great way to start the season.
If we couldn't have been more excited leading into this, I've just been proved wrong. Because what we've just seen today is truly astonishing. We're just getting started. Event number 1. Hopefully we're going to get back to live events all together in the studio. That's going to be a whole nother element to it. This season has got off to the perfect start.
And a quick word on just how much it meant to Jay Smithers. That was the perfect ending as well for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel so happy for him. You know, I've given him a bit of stick in the past, all with good intentions, I'm sure. But today he was just absolutely brilliant. And if I was to pick someone to win today, probably 4 would have been him. I think it means so much to him. He's now joined the illustrious list of only 3 people now to have ever won an eTour event. And he's going to take some beating this year. He is going to be one to watch, that is for sure.
He is indeed going to be one to watch. Well, once again, congratulations to Jay Smithers. He is our first eTour champion of the season. He's a 2021 Portugal Masters champion. But guys, if at home you thought, I could do that, I think I have some quality, some skills on WGT, then get involved. Okay, it's your time to shine. You can qualify right now. All you have to do is head over to the eTour channels, that's eTour GG or WGT.com. Have a little search on the website and see if you can find out how to qualify, because you could be here joining us on an event very soon. We can't wait to have some new faces on the eTour. That's what it's all about. But I'm just going to say that is it from our first event of the second season of the European eTour. But we can have a little look at the explanation now of about how you get involved, because there are so many ways to do so.
The European eTour features 6 esports events consisting of 5 regular tournaments throughout the season and then concluding in the ultimate showdown, the global finals. The players must be at the top of their game for the entire season if they want to have a share of the $100,000 prize pool. Hundreds of thousands of players will try to qualify for the 5 eTour events, but there are only 8 spots available at each tournament. At each event, players have the chance to earn points for the race to the global finals ranking. By the end of the season, the 8 players with the most points on the race to the global finals ranking will qualify for the global finals. At the season finale, we will find the European eTour champion and the winner of the lion's share of the $100,000. May the best e-golfer win.
Okay, well, we've had one event, and it was very dramatic. But the new format means there were points up for grabs as well as prize money. So let's see what all those points have meant to the rankings so far. Okay, let's have a look right now. We can see exactly who's on top of the table and who sits where after event number 1 in the Global Finals ranking. Here you go. So 1 event of 5 played. Jay Smithers, number 1 with 5,000 points. F Magnets on 3,000 points. Young 46 with 2,000 alongside GolfX3 also on 2,000. And then the rest of the players who qualified today, they go home with 1,000 very, very crucial points. But Seb, Jay Smithers must be feeling like a man on top of the world right now with £5,000 and 5,000 points.
He honestly will be delighted. He kept such a cool exterior today, but I could feel it bubbling underneath there. I think he's going to have a big sigh of relief. He can let that tension go now, enjoy the moment, enjoy the money with his family.
Absolutely. Well, I've loved it, so I think you've loved it as well.
Definitely loved it.
Well, that was only the beginning of the second season of the European eTour 2021. We really hope you'll come back and join us very soon for more eTour action, because it's going to be great all year. We can't wait to watch you back here again. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.